5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bonifay Banter Podcast.
All right, guys, episode 31. Usually we talk about some wakeboard shit in here, and that is facts. But today we are talking birds. Why? Because we have Shannon Gallagher she's a wildlife rehabilitator down in Flamingo Gardens in Davies, Florida, correct?
Yep, and with Wildlife Rescue of Dade County too.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was going to botch the job title a little bit. But as well, we got Shane here and Yessenia, her friend, who has do you kind of work with her a lot and kind of see a lot of these bird tails?
I do the wildlife education over at Flamingo Gardens, and I've been blessed to be able to have Shannon alongside through the journey.
Love it. Well, welcome to the studio. The girls just drove up from Miami today.
Yeah.
Should I say Miami? Is that too far south?
It's in Broward, so a little bit more south Miami is, but
even
we're
harder.
here. We're here.
Even harder. How was the drive? Traffic, couple wrong turns?
Yeah, a couple wrong turns, Orlando traffic. People like to say Miami traffic's bad, but honestly, I kind of think Orlando may be
Orlando's
worse.
is pretty nasty.
You think it would be the easiest because we try to set it up for tourists. It should be like tourists
easier.
Who come over here for the first time.
But that's the problem. It's the tourists. It's just
no one knows.
They don't know where they're going. They have no clue where they're going. But
no one knows.
But I'm super excited about this episode because Shannon, a shit ton about birds and other critters, and actually Shane was really impressed of all the plants and stuff. Shane's really a big orchid fan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love me some orchids, and
Shane's
I wouldn't say I know
thumb.
a lot about them, but I know a bit. I would say more than your average person, but I've had tons of orchids at the house for a while, and love them.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're big plant girls too. We work at a botanical garden, so we're surrounded by all different types of orchids. Actually, right now we have our orchid show going on. Bromeliads as well. So.
Tis the season.
Tis the season.
Might need to get down there.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Thanks for coming up. Yeah, we've been trying to lock in the schedule and get you up here. And next time, if you ever come on again, she said she's bringing some birds up.
Yeah, that's
we'll
what I'm talking about.
Put a panther in the studio.
Yeah.
Not really.
Do you guys have panthers there?
We actually do. Well, she is a cougar, but we do have one. She's around 8 months old right now.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
We've been pretty lucky to work with a few different big cats down there.
Yeah, I mean, I just looked at the website earlier, and it said a lot of the animals and plants and stuff that you had, and I saw that it said plants, bobcats and cougars.
Yeah, we work with all native Florida wildlife, so mainly birds, but panthers, cougars, bears, otters,
Damn.
North American river otters. They're no joke. I'm sure
yeah,
you guys know with the lakes up here.
They're vicious little bastards.
They are not cute. Everyone's like, I want one. It's like
they look cute, and then you think they're as cute as they look, and these things are little mini savages, dude.
Oh yeah, they're brutal.
They'd wreck you
for sure.
So fill people in a little bit about Flamingo Gardens, because Paige has been there. She went there with Jimmy.
Yes.
You were actually first cousins with Jimmy LaRich.
Yep.
Professional
alert,
the Jimmy LaRich. That's actually crazy.
That's how we know her, and that's how we, got the end to sort of bring her up.
Your twin brother Joey actually did the Bonifay Banter logo.
Yeah.
Right as we started it, I was like, Jimmy was like, dude, my brother or my cousin does this kind of stuff. So I reached out to him, and we went back and forth. And dude, this is like one of the
questioned it. It was beautiful.
It was one of the first renditions he did. I was like, dude, that's actually
done.
Sick, dude.
Done. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My cousin rode in pro, and my brother did junior pro, and so I was always around, kind of growing up with the wakeboard scene. Yep.
I love that you're on here before Jimmy has.
That's kind of
I like that too.
Shout out.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm best friends with Jimmy. I talk to him all the time, and I've told him, I'm like, we want you on. Got to get down here and come do the podcast. And look who's on here before him.
This might be motivation for him to get down here on the pod.
No, he might probably boycott it.
He'll probably boycott it now. He'll be like, that was pretty good. Mine's just going to be a letdown now.
Yeah.
So break us down. Yeah. So what is Flamingo Gardens, and what do you do on a day-to-day basis, kind of like down there?
Well, Flamingo Gardens is a 60-acre botanical garden and wildlife sanctuary, and Yessenia and I both work in the animal care department. My main role there currently is I am in charge of mainly all of the birds of prey. That's kind of my thing.
Sick.
But I am the second rehabber there, so I do possess a state license where I, work with FWC to be able to rehabilitate native wildlife. We see around 1,000 patients. Our busiest year was like 1,400 patients, a little bit less than that. So we are a small clinic, a small sanctuary, you could say, but we're growing and we're learning a lot. We kind of built up the clinic in the past few years a lot. So we're getting a lot more birds in, a lot more animals. We're expanding our knowledge.
It sounds like a full-time job on so many different levels. You probably wear so many hats.
True. Yeah. We do so many different things, from like horticulture work to obviously like husbandry for the animals.
Oh,
we got to take care of them. We got to clean them, feed them, make sure they have all of their specific things that they need. Since a lot of the animals we work with are specialized species, we kind of have to know a lot about, a lot, because everything is so different. Like a blue jay is very different from like an osprey. So you kind of have to know a little bit about everything to be able to give that animal exactly what they need. And you don't want to take on too much either, because you want to give that animal the best shot. So Flamingo Gardens, if an animal is deemed non-releasable with the state or the federal government, we can offer them a permanent home
there.
And so at Flamingo Gardens, mainly all of our animals there are there for a reason, whether they're orphaned, injured.
Yeah, what would deem it like unreleasable? Like just injured?
A lot of wing injuries that heal improper. So birds actually have hollow bones. So when they heal or when they break, they can heal within 2 weeks.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So if we don't heal them properly, if they're wrapped improperly or they don't make it to a center in time to be treated, their bones will fuse and then their wings are stuck and they don't have the range of motion they need to be able to catch flight.
Well, then you just crack it and 2 weeks later you're back in business. Right? Not that easy, I know.
Yeah, not that easy. Sometimes that is a method, though. If they are fused and they're capable after taking radiographs and stuff, that sometimes they do qualify for pins where you can re-break it and pin it and hope for the best. But a lot of the times, that requires a lot of money and veterinary care, and most sanctuaries and rehabilitation centers rely on donations, since a lot of them are non-for-profits, including Flamingo Gardens.
It's a nonprofit?
Correct. So we operate mainly off of donations. We're really lucky down there, though, because we do get a lot of things.
Does the state subsidize stuff? Or do you get funded from the state much at all?
No.
I know how much they give to tourism, but they don't give shit to birds.
No, it's a lot of volunteer-based work. The state doesn't really give us a whole lot of funding, no.
That's about
Boo, Florida.
Yeah.
Come on, Florida.
Step it up. Come on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Florida's got a lot of birds. They all got to, fly south for the winter, and they all got to come through here.
Yeah, so Florida's a migrational hotspot, so we see a ton of different birds coming in for the winter and then also the summer as well.
Is that because they're actually trying to get like as far south as you can, and eventually you get to the Atlantic Ocean or the Gulf of Mexico?
Yeah,
so they're forced to go to Florida probably, huh?
Right, so the birds, migration could mean flying across a lake, really, but a bird, when it starts to migrate, they're really just trying to source out food and go to warmer weather. So during the winter seasons, a lot of birds will migrate down south, but a lot of birds migrating from the south to Florida use the Atlantic flyway. And a lot of the times, once they hit land down in, South Dade or the Florida Keys, they are exhausted or they're tired. So we do see a lot of birds coming in down there, but they utilize that flyway of the Atlantic to pick them up and carry them up the coast. So.
That's crazy. That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, what a spot to reside. It seems like all the humans do the same thing, dude.
It's literally snowbirds.
New Jersey. We're going down to Miami.
Yeah, snowbirds for a reason.
Yeah.
We're exhausted. We're going to stay here.
We're chilling. This is nice. I like Miami.
I always say the resident birds are probably looking at the migratory birds like, yeah, we live where you vacation. Like the resident birds are just, yeah, we're here year round. What's snow? I don't know. Yeah. And the other birds
Why
are like,
you coming into my territory?
Yeah. So. Yeah,
I think it's crazy that Shane's Lake, Clear Lake, is the only lake that I've seen with like tons of pelicans. There's like one tree that like has seriously like so many, and I've never really. It's not to say I've never seen a pelican on some of the lakes around here, because you do, but this lake just has a hot spot for them, and it's no other. It's not like that on any other Central Florida lake that I've like kind of seen.
Wow, that's cool.
It's kind of interesting.
It is. I never really.
They just sit. They got a big old group chat. They're just like,
we got the spot. We got
They
the
like
spot.
that spot.
y'all know where to go.
Yeah. We also got some bald eagles on the lake too.
That's so
they're,
cool.
They're around right now too. They usually disappear for a little while, but they're around right now.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I love the bald eagle. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. It's a pretty one. It's a nice bird.
It's gotta be a lot of people's favorite bird right there.
Yeah. Once you meet a few, you're kind of like,
If
why
not, you're
are they my
unpatriotic.
favorite bird?
You know what my favorite bird is, or I like to watch fly the most? Swallowtail kite.
Oh, and they're here right now.
Yeah,
Welcome back to them. They are out there.
Swallowtails look just like that tail and how they like
So cool.
maneuver in the air and they just dip down. Big fan of the swallowtail.
Real
Me
quick,
too,
if
me
everyone
too.
could come back as a bird, what bird are you picking?
I think I'm going swallow.
Swallowtail.
Yeah.
That's
Just
a good.
for-
That's
just
a really
for-
good answer.
Just for the agility.
I'm not gonna
The
lie.
agility and like they just look nice.
Nice.
I mean, there's a lot of really cool, like a lot of cool looking birds, but
I would come back. I'd be an osprey.
osprey.
Yeah. Well, I really like cypress trees, and they
Yeah.
always seem to just like run the show on like the best cypress trees. Not the bogus ones. The nicest cypress trees out on the planet.
they got the
Ospreys
spot.
run the show
Osprey
on
has
that.
like a lot of.
It's like
cool
the boardwalk
things.
park place for cypress trees.
Ospreys have a lot of cool things about them too. Like they have, I think it's like a weird contact on their eye that whenever they go into the water, they can like see into the water or something. You can correct me if I'm wrong. in
Shannon,
talking
you might have to
nonsense.
fact check some of the shit we're saying on that.
No, but and then I also heard that they have like this oil on their wings that they can like get out of the water and it just
You're,
drips off.
you're well educated, Shane.
Hey, I know a little
You're
bit
pretty
about.
good. You're
I know a little bit about a lot, but not a lot about anything. So.
Yeah,
And I just like how they dive bomb and
Yeah.
like
Oh,
they
yeah.
really attack. Like they're really just they're like
the
fighter
photos-
jets, man. And
photos
obviously
are
there's
slow-mo.
probably better eagles. There's probably better like
No, the
falcons
osprey's
and hawks.
pretty
But like
good.
I really like the osprey.
Osprey.
I just
No.
like they're so Florida.
They're
and I
professional
actually have a
fishermen.
pretty good osprey call. See if I go.
Let's do it.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
And then there's the other one that's like more threatening. I try to look up osprey calls,
Right.
what they kind of mean one day.
There's
Let me know if you heard this one.
Let me close my eyes and try and envision.
I was pretty proud of that.
that was pretty good.
That's
That's
pretty
good.
So that's why I want to be an osprey. I feel like.
No, the osprey, like a slow mo shot or the photos of it going into the water are like awesome too because it's like pointed down and then like right whenever it's about to go in, it's like legs come out like landing gear and it like they turn into like arms, like they like start reaching forward. They're like really cool photos of it.
They are.
Just right before it hits. And
What's y'all's animals?
what's your bird you're coming back
Yeah.
as?
I'd probably come back as a Cooper's hawk. That's
Cooper's
my
hawk.
favorite
Cooper's
hawk.
hawk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty common. Small,
I like it. Cooper's hawk.
medium-sized hawk
Is there a
found
reason
here.
why?
Well, I do have a Cooper's hawk named Bradley Cooper, who's
Oh, shut up, brother.
shout out.
Yeah, well, shout out Joey too, because we didn't give
Shout out
Joey.
Joey.
We didn't give Joey a shout out.
But yeah, I do love Cooper's hawks. They're super spastic, super athletic. Just a crazy bird to watch. They have that movement like the swallowtail kite with the tail fanning out, and they're able to fly in pretty heavily wooded areas. They're known as like a forest hunter. So
I love that stuff.
I would probably come back as a Cooper's hawk if I had to choose.
I see it quite a bit of like I don't know for sure if it's the Cooper's hawk, but I see a lot of hawks like when I'm like out on the golf course or whatever. But you see them bomb through some trees and then like just land up on this, and you're like, man, that path was pretty crazy to pick
Yeah.
that limb all the way under this, around that, and up on that. Like you're like, what is that? Like it's.
That's what they're known for.
What's yours,
Really?
Yessenia?
Mine would be a kestrel.
Oh, good
What is
answer.
that?
Good
I would,
answer.
I would come back as a little kestrel,
Little falcon.
fierce, tiny falcon. That's
Ooh, I like-
beautiful
Like a little
and
mini jet.
exactly.
Yeah, I like that. We're gonna show some pictures of these up while we're
Yeah, but would you come back as a boy or a girl kestrel? Because the males are a little bit prettier than the girls.
I would come back as a boy. They have it easier. They have it a lot easier than all the females.
Well, you can tell the ospreys, male from female. It's pretty hard to tell birds of prey
Hold
gender.
on, Parks. Do you know? Can you tell?
Yeah, do you know how to tell a male and female osprey apart?
No.
Okay, so typically in birds of prey, the girl is going to be larger, so that's one sign. But the female ospreys have a ring of brown feathers around their neck, like a
I've seen
necklace.
that, yeah.
That's a female, and then the boys are all white.
Love it.
And then their feet, actually, the ospreys that are hunting more on the ocean have bluer feet from the salt, whereas the birds hunting on like your
Inland,
lakes and stuff have more of a white foot.
Yep.
But they can change. If they're eating salty fish, their feet will turn blue.
That's
Whoa,
crazy.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I love it, dude. I knew we were going to learn sponge up some good bird knowledge on this.
And what you're talking about, the oils on their feathers. So all the birds, most birds, some water birds, it differs, but they have something called a preening gland or an oil gland, and that they will rub their beak on the preening gland that's on their back, and then they'll preen themselves with that oil from the gland, and that actually is what waterproofs their feathers.
Whoa.
So without that oil, we get a lot of, I've seen birds come in, or some of our ambassador species, they'll actually get their oil glands like clogged. So their feathers become, they're unable to preen themselves properly, and they'll have like waterproof problems where like the feathers will just soak up the water and they'll sink, and then we have to, give them a little TLC to get them back on track.
You gotta hit them with a hairdryer.
Yeah. And then the goggles you're talking about, right? That's called a nictating membrane. So like reptiles and birds have it, where it's basically used to clean and hydrate the eye. So when they're feeding their young guts and things are going everywhere, that nictating membrane will like clean their eye, wet their eye. And then also when these birds can migrate for thousands of miles sometimes, and they'll throw that on too when they're diving. And
This is awesome.
Dude.
Why are we just sitting around talking to wakeboarders most of the time? We need to bring
birds are really cool.
Birds are
really cool.
So I wouldn't consider myself a birder, but a few years ago I really got into it. Like I got Merlin, the app, and I got
nice
eBird.
little eBird, lifer.
Dude, I was like trying to like just see, and it wasn't like I was going places to see birds, but I was like, let me see how many I can get up
It's
to.
like real life
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
It is like real life Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I traveled enough that I would like be flying into areas, and I'd be like, well, let's see what some of these birds are. I'm going to be around the lake. I might as well try to see what we got and stuff. But yeah, I was into it, and I loved now it's gotten easier. But like,
I mean, you watched the listers, right?
Yeah. Did you see that?
I am good friends. Well, I'm not good friends. I've never really met them, but we're social media friends. Owen Reiser and his brother who did that
Damn,
film.
he's
awesome.
hilarious.
Shout out,
Yeah,
listers.
yeah.
Shout it out. They're gonna love that.
Listers was great. Like
Amazing.
I love these guys' point
Absolutely
of view
amazing.
on birding. They
I
were
can't
like,
believe you know him. That's so sick.
Yeah. The birding community is a great community. A lot of people know each other, and when that came out, I was super hyped for them too, because I had been following. I like have their guide that they created. It's so funny.
no, that's awesome.
I love that. I love that you guys have seen
Oh
that.
yeah, and if you're listening, like or watching, like go watch the listers.
Yes.
It's on Netflix. It's
It's
in
literally
YouTube too, but
it's literally about like basically I would
He
say,
got high
I would
one
say a
day
few
and
stoners,
found-
a
yeah,
few
I
stoners
love
just
it.
decided we're gonna travel the US and see how many birds we can find. And
Out
then
of
they make
their
a
van.
documentary about it. And they are hilarious. They are great.
I like the line he
They're
says
like-
at the beginning. He goes, "When you get into something, sometimes it's the only way to get into it is get straight into the upper echelon of like and get straight to the top. Just
Yeah.
see what you're made of."
Early bird gets the worm. Go follow them on social media. They're amazing.
Dude, yeah, they were so good, and the
they're pretty
documentary
much
is
counting-
made
yeah.
well. It's really
Oh,
cool
it's-
shots.
it's
So many
amazing.
cool shots of the birds, and like so much like different things of where they get into stories, and they're like deep dive and be like, well, this
Their
is
shots are
why
sick.
that is the way it is.
No, they
and
worked hard on that, and they definitely deserve all of the good stuff that they're getting from
I think
it.
they're getting a lot, and I think
Yeah.
a lot of people do appreciate it. Like within just a trailer that you see on Instagram or whatever, you can get a gist of being like, this is definitely worth watching.
It
Like,
definitely is. I
yeah,
agree.
It's cool. It's cool. But
Even if you're not into birds, it's just a good, fun documentary.
honestly, one of the cooler shots I loved from that thing was of the flamingos, where
Yeah.
they went out on the boat at the end, and they're
Yeah.
like, we're not going to see a new lifer. We're just
they're just out there.
we just want to go see some flamingos. And the shots they get, the flamingos fly right by, and they're like,
It's so cool.
so good. I was like, this
Straight
is
at
cool.
the camera.
Straight at the camera, and like right next to it, you're just like, this is He's a great filmer and
Yeah.
editor.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the way he
Not only that,
put it all
they're
together.
fucking hilarious.
They're
They're dry.
hilarious.
They're dry, like so,
Yeah.
like soft spoken. It's so.
They're so good.
I know it doesn't matter.
I like how they make like the other bird watchers like heroes, like Ezekiel Dobbs.
Yeah.
They're just like,
It's hilarious the way they filmed that. Oh my gosh, like I
Yeah.
love that you guys have watched
there's
it.
the dude that they're like, I think that dude just farted on me.
Yeah.
And they like rewind it and it just shows the guys like, I think there's a bird over there. And you're like, what? Like,
And for a while leading up to, they were like posting like funny reels, like day 400 and something searching for, some type of woodpecker or something. It's just so funny.
no,
They're
that's
hilarious.
cool. That's really good. I'm glad you saw it too. Cause
you have a lot of wakeboarders call you for some bird rescue emergencies.
Yeah,
Sometimes. I
it's-
know I've hit you up personally.
Yeah, once you're in the game, it's tough to get out. I get a lot of phone calls, and just this week, it's so random that I'm here now because earlier this week I did have Noah Flegel, pretty well known.
Oh yeah,
Wakeboarder, boardsman.
Yeah, sure.
He grew up down south, right near my family, and so my brother knows him. But he reached out regarding a pelican earlier this week. So I did in fact pick up a pelican from Boca Inlet from him earlier this week. And then weirdly enough, I picked up 2 other birds right from the same area this week as well. So I don't know what's going on with Boca Inlet right now, but
all the bolts are falling off down in Boca.
yeah, I'm not sure. But
that's cool though. I guess once you are, there's not a lot of people you can call whenever you see a hurt bird, and it's not like you see a lot of hurt birds, but whenever you do, you're like, I guess gotta call Shannon. Like she knows what we do about this.
well,
or
ever
whatever,
since I became licensed, I did get put. I offered myself up. I did get put on a call list. So if you search up like on FWC, I am on the first page of the call list.
Oh, you're like
Don't look it up. Don't call me.
Yeah. Don't call her.
She's
got her-
busy.
she's got her
But
hands full.
Yessenia can attest. Like even on
However,
the way,
Yessenia,
on the way up, my phone. It's baby season right now, springtime. So we're getting a lot of
Guys.
different calls, and she knows that I'm out
Usually-
here.
What's a common kind of call or an interesting one that's uncommon?
Uncommon or common?
What's the most common that you
Well,
can...
Ducks.
Yeah, the ducks are
Ducks.
super
Ducks.
common.
You're like, just let it. Just we're not worried
Let
about
me
it.
try
Stop.
it.
Some old lady says, one duck's trying to drown another one.
You're like,
Literally what it's like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really what it's like.
It's real
And
life.
It's kind of shocking too when you get these phone calls and you are talking to random, if you will, like civilians, good Samaritans trying to help, like because their hearts are in the right spot. But it is mind blowing.
They just can't piece it. Yeah.
It's mind blowing that not as many people as you think know, a lot about animals or wildlife or what to do and their behavior. It's
Yeah.
pretty eye opening for someone who's like,
Well, the ducks have a pretty odd mating.
oh yeah,
thing.
for
It
sure.
doesn't look nice. You're like,
Has anyone
this
said
is
I want to come?
ruthless,
Has
dude.
anyone
Like,
ever
I
said
feel-
I want to come back as a female duck?
I want to be
no.
a female mallard.
Jesus.
A female mallard. Like, oh, dude.
That would
yeah.
I don't want to come back as a female
No,
duck. That's for
it's
sure.
brutal.
It's definitely brutal.
What, having sex and getting drowned at the
Yeah.
same time? You call that brutal?
It's not good. It's actually weird. I've witnessed female Muscovy ducks have lesbian sex. I know that sounds pretty
Whoa.
crazy too, but I have witnessed that.
Well,
I
one of
witnessed
them
it.
probably,
And I was like, they're probably sick of, the
always
big
get it.
drakes
Yeah.
drowning them and
yeah, so
pinning
they're
them
like,
down.
let me do a
They had
little
to switch
drowning.
sides.
Yeah. No, that is pretty crazy too.
I don't know. I just think it's kind of like it's a double-edged sword to where I don't know the word for it, but it's kind of messed up that like humans can have sex and people can do some light choking, and that's okay.
Right?
Everyone's all good with that. But now all of a sudden a duck doesn't have hands, can't choke, and all of it's doing is
It's
having
gotta
sex
keep it there
and trying
somehow.
to. It's a duck's way
It's
of
a
just
mean-
lightly choking like the female out of it.
Well, it doesn't really make sense because it's like, I think that the female would want to mate too. Like, they're not against it. It's not like they're like, like, so why did this?
I mean, we can't really tell.
Do you think they like it?
I don't think so.
must.
Not as much as they try to run away, because I've seen it. I see it on the lake a lot. They try to get out of there.
I mean, I've seen them run away when something's trying to kill them, and they're not trying to run away that hard.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe they're like, well, all right.
It's an interesting take with it. Wormhole we just went down with duck
Yeah.
sex.
I always, I always had a question, and I don't even know if it's even a properly phrased question, but it was what's what makes a duck? Like, in the sense of like, there's different types of ducks and there's different types of birds, but what makes one bird a duck and not a bird? Is it webbed feet?
They seem like
Is
one.
it certain types of
They seem
bills?
like one
or
group
something?
of cousins within the birds.
I was like, I don't know what makes a duck a duck.
Is a duck like a hawk or an eagle? Kind of like, is that its own genre?
Yeah, so ducks are considered waterfowl.
Yeah, waterfowl,
So
but there's other
it's a big
waterfowl that aren't
umbrella.
considered ducks.
That's true. So, like, for example, let me try and explain this in a
no, because
easy
I've
way.
Googled it and then I was like, I don't even think Google understands what I'm trying to ask.
A
Like,
duck is technically its own family. So there's a ton of different ducks under the waterfowl umbrella.
yeah.
But for example, like the Egyptian goose, you would, based on the name, you would think it's a goose, right? But
And from Egypt.
It's but it's not. It's actually considered a rock duck, which is a
Alright.
type of duck. So if I would be answering the question, I would think the duck, what makes a duck is like the shape, what they eat, how they work, and there's a ton of different ducks: Muscovy ducks, mallard ducks, crested Swedish blue ducks. There's redheaded ducks. There's blue-winged teals, which is like technically a duck, but it is a teal.
Damn.
The Egyptian goose is technically a duck.
I like if you
Wood
told
duck.
Shannon, I like if you told Shannon you're like walks like a duck, tucks like a duck. She's like, actually,
Yeah.
it could be this, it could be that.
Yeah, so
no.
I don't really know exactly how to answer that
I
question.
don't think that there is an answer because I was more like wondering
the first
is
question
it a
was,
webbed
what makes
feet
a
thing?
duck a duck?
Yeah, what makes a duck a duck?
That's where you
I'm gonna
started.
have to ask some of my duck friends.
Yeah, no, and I like it. Get back to me on that one because I remember I asked people for a while and they were like, they would either try to get to the bottom of it with me or they'd be like, don't ask stupid questions. Ducks are ducks. And I was like, you're not getting,
That's
you're not
kind of what
doing
I just
this.
said.
No, yeah. But it is true because if there's a species of a bird that is in that category and maybe it's, almost down to the DNA or like you said, the shape, then I get that. But I was wondering, is it the type of bill or the webbed feet or that it is a waterfowl? But then I was like, well, there's other waterfowl that's not in it. Anyways.
Yeah.
But basically like what Park says, if it looks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a duck.
Or waterfowl.
Yeah, ducks are definitely the most common call, I would say, a lot of rehabilitators get just because they are very common. But let's talk about when I was getting the calls about the toucan a few years ago.
Oh, the toucan.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't even know.
If you don't know the toucan, that's
the Fruit
that's
Loops.
Fruit Loop. That's
Yes,
Toucan Sam, right?
the Fruit Loop bird,
The big, real
otherwise
colorful,
known,
big build.
yeah, as a keel-billed toucan is the
Kill-billed
full
toucan.
name.
Yeah.
Like a few years ago, I guess like 3 years ago now.
Was this pre-pandemic or post-pandemic?
No, it was post-pandemic because
post-pandemic.
Yeah, because we had the new building.
Oh,
It was like the
right.
first year of the new building, so it had to have
Right.
been like 3 years ago.
Yes.
So what was going on with this this toucan Sam?
So I was getting like tips from a bunch of people were reaching out to me, tagging me in this Facebook post, and then it got like I got thrown into group chats about this toucan at this
Flea
pretty
market.
shitty flea
Yeah.
market
It's a flea
situation.
market.
Everybody enjoys a good flea market, even toucans.
Yeah, well,
Not
this one was not enjoying it
Bro,
too much.
if I was at a flea market and I saw a toucan, I was like, this is a come up right here.
yeah,
Come up.
That's literally
yeah. So I mean,
what it looked like. But no,
There-
it was bad.
It sounds sketchy, yeah. So
was
some
sketchy.
sketchy little flea market down there,
Yeah.
and someone's really has a toucan on.
they were selling it. So the pet store so there are rules and regulations about exotic species in Florida, and the toucan is one of them that is like technically supposed to be regulated.
Good thing I wasn't there.
Yeah, and the illegal pet trade is a huge. I mean, that's a whole other topic in itself. But I was basically getting tips about this bird, and based on the photos, it wasn't doing too well. I mean, it didn't even have a bowl that it was capable of drinking out of properly. Because their bill is so long, and it was in a like a
They
really
need a
small
straw.
parrot cage.
They need a straw, right?
Fruit Loop
It's
straw.
It's like in a canary cage.
Yeah.
You ever seen like a little canary?
Yeah, like
on
a tiny, like not only as big enough for
like
him.
a box.
He can't
Amazon
even
box.
he couldn't even like turn his head kind of.
And
like,
it was less
Aw,
than a year
man.
old of a bird, and it was in super shitty condition. And I went to work that day, and I was like, guys, I'm getting bombarded about this toucan. Like, I'm gonna go down there and find it. And after work, I was like, Yessenia, let's whip down to Opelika Flea Market, which is kind of in a, it's kind
Yeah.
of like hood-like. It's
No.
not a very like pleasant area.
Yeah.
A lot of flea markets aren't nice.
Yeah. So we went undercover. We were like, let's take off our shirts and our name tags and like,
you gotta get,
we gotta get in the
into
zone,
character.
right?
Integrate,
Yeah, we
yeah.
had to get into the character.
Love it. Feel like we need like danger music playing.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shannon and I got in. I'm the driver, DD, because I don't know.
She knows how to whip it.
I know how to whip it.
Yeah.
Just know it. And so we head down to Miami, Opelika. We pull up on the original flea market location, and it's apocalyptic.
It's literally abandoned, destroyed.
There's debris everywhere. It's like everything was cleared out, and there was trash. And then there was just like one building.
But there's like all this. It was so weird because like we're walking through, and like there's like a tower, and there's like empty boxes, and there's like old like slot machines and old like weird
Weird
you know,
shit,
it's just
yeah.
creepy, and we're there
Right.
alone, and the parking lot's abandoned, and we're like, are we in the right area? Like,
But at least you look like you belong there now.
well, I don't think so. Like, because we did not get the vibe we belonged
No,
there.
we felt like we were being watched the whole time.
Because we
You remember that
were,
feeling?
we
Probably
were.
I feel like they might have saw y'all coming and somebody was like, hooty hoo.
Yeah,
And like,
it was
that's like-
so weird. It was so weird. We like even so when we were walking through, we found boxes
And we
of
saw
like
feathers.
bird feathers and like the boxes and like
We were like,
empty
oh, we're closer,
cages.
we're closer.
And
we were
now
like-
you're like, now your heart's racing.
We're like,
a
oh my
motherfucker.
God,
What's
like,
the next step? Where
yeah,
can
like-
we go? Which direction?
But there's no one there.
There's nobody, not a soul inside.
Just
And then
empty
wait.
box of bird feathers.
And
Yeah.
and well
crazy.
and then remember we were standing there, and then we thought we saw someone in this building, this
Oh, yeah,
abandoned
the
tower.
the tower, and we're like, what the heck was that? And should we go
I like
investigate?
grabbed her. I was like, oh, I'm scared.
Yeah, no, that was a thrilling moment. And so we were like, finally, like, there's not a soul in sight here. Let's go investigate elsewhere. So we like jump some things and cross over some fences, get back to the vehicle. And I'm like, all right, let's cruise around Opelika. Let's check out the hood. And
A few
lo and
blocks
behold,
away.
a few blocks away, relocated Opelika flea market.
Very
In the
very
flesh.
weird
Damn.
little
Damn.
strip, like
Like the
almost like
warehouse
a
buildings.
warehouse storage unit type
Definitely
vibe.
undercover flea market vibes.
Yeah, they're
You
like,
know?
this is the. If you want the normal shit, you can go over there. But if you want some wild toucans,
This
like
is the flea market's
Yeah.
flea market. Yeah,
So
it's like,
we ended up finding it. We ended up finding the
Sick.
proper area that we were supposed to be in, which is like crazy because the other area was like super spooky. But we get there and we like get out and we're like, okay, like we're gonna act like we have nothing to do with this. But when I walked up to the store, you know, we're seeing like dead things in cages. We're seeing like this toucan, and I found the toucan. I was like, oh my god, Yessenia, we're getting this toucan. Like I started to get mad,
Right at the storefront.
and she grabs me and
And I'm
she's
like,
she's
there's a
like,
camera right above you.
there's a camera.
there's a camera, and
Yeah.
you saw the toucan.
And we
There
were
was a
in front of the
camera on.
toucan,
Yeah.
and the camera was right there. And I was like, Shannon, chill. There's a camera right above you. All right, we gotta play cool.
What was your goal and attack method of getting this toucan? Like bargaining with him and trying to buy it.
We were
or
just
like
trying to
Collecting
figure
evidence.
calling
out.
FWC, or you're just
Right,
trying to gather intel.
We're just trying to gather intel.
But you
like
also you don't want someone to buy it and take it away.
exactly,
too.
exactly. Especially with the condition that the toucan was. Like it just wasn't. We were
You
trying
weren't
to
leaving there without the toucan, right?
Yeah, yeah, it did get to that point. So once we found the toucan, we decided to, you know, Yessenia is Colombian. She's a Colombian princess, and she, you know, she speaks fluent Spanish.
Yeah.
So she went undercover as Jessica, and I was like just following behind because when we entered this, you know, flea market, I was appalled. I was getting really pissed off because when I got in there, you know, they have like beer bottles flipped upside down and like that's the bird's like watering dish. There was like illegal migratory birds in here, and I was
Damn.
just
Yeah, well, you're going to be a red flag to them if like, oh, white girl's
right.
crying.
Like I was like floored. I wasn't.
she's like, yeah, I was worried about that. It was a very big concern.
I was like, oh no, like this is not like I'm floored, right? And so like Yessenia's talking to them and she's like, oh, what's up with the toucan back there?
I was like, I want to build an aviary. What you got for me? Come on, show me what you got. What deal you got for me?
oh yeah, you're hustling them.
yes, we're
hustling.
trying to figure out
Love
like if
it.
they
Trying to
imported
figure it
it, you know, because like the import trade is really bad here
And you're
in
asking
Florida.
them about it, so you're trying to get a little as much information as you can, but not be too direct. You kind of just by,
Right. We didn't want them
Give
to
them a
know we
run
were
for
like
their money.
after them.
like, right.
Yeah.
No, you were legitimately trying to inquiry about this.
Yeah, we wanted to know
We
like
were highly concerned.
How did it go? Like,
yeah.
where did the conversation go in Spanish?
Well,
Translate it for us.
basically, he was trying to help me figure out what birds could house with the toucan at the time. And I was like, oh, what about that toucan out front? Like, could it live with anything? Can it live with these? Can it live with those? And
I'm
just
taking
kind of creating a
pictures. I'm
story.
taking pictures
She's
while
taking
she's
pictures while I'm
to the
talking to them, and
people.
I'm like watching her go around, and I'm just carrying the conversation. Like, I'm this crazy
Are
bird
you trying
lady.
to distract him as
Yes.
she's trying to like get secret
Yup,
photos?
yup.
But she's not trying to do like
No,
selfies.
no.
No,
was
I didn't
discreet.
know what kind of like if you were a fan of it, you're like, I love it. We should get it.
No, I was like,
I don't know. There's different
There's
ways.
different
to, like,
roles. There's different roles
I
you
didn't
can
know what
play.
role you were taking.
There's
yeah,
different
no,
roles
I
you
was
can play.
definitely taking the role that I was like, I don't like this place.
Yeah. We were trying to get out of there as soon as possible.
Right.
And we didn't leave with the toucan initially, right? But we did gather information needed so we can continue to
Right.
report it and get that toucan to a safe place,
Right.
aka
Flamingo Gardens.
Boom.
Oh, bang!
Boom,
and
boom,
it's
boom.
there.
So
Nice.
basically what happened was Yessenia and I went out for a drink after we saw all this like horrific stuff at this flea market. And we
We
were
were
like,
stressed.
yeah, we were having a margarita and we were like, you know what? I'm pissed. Like, I'm going to call the state. Like, I know this is an exotic
Yeah.
bird. I know this is like an exotic pet store, but you know, they do have like these migratory birds like in these cages. And also like the state of the toucan and the welfare of the animals was just not
Up to par.
up to par. Like, regardless, like these animals, in my opinion, were at risk, and obviously a lot of other people too. So we ended up calling. I called the state, and I was like, my name's Shannon Gallagher, and I work under this permit, blah blah blah, and I don't care if it's an exotic bird. I know you deal with native wildlife, but an officer like needs to get dispatched out here and check on the welfare of these animals. Like, this is not a good look. And they did end up dispatching some officers, and the manager, like the head of the swap shop, not the store,
It wasn't
not
swap
the
shop.
store, not the swap shop. The Opalaka flea market.
The Opalaka flea market, like I guess overseer,
The
of all
overseer,
the
the
businesses
manager.
there,
Yeah.
didn't want to get
involved with the state
Involved with the
and like
state.
shut
No,
down.
makes sense.
Right.
Makes
And,
sense.
we came after them, kind of like opening an investigation. So she ended up going to this pet store and purchasing the toucan and bringing it to Flamingo Gardens, kind of like begging us, like, hey, please don't, like, here's the toucan, like, y'all can have it, but
Don't come
don't come
Yeah.
for us type of
Yeah.
thing. And obviously, I accepted, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna.
That seems fair.
They
Like,
did
you-
dispatch
I mean,
officers to them, and they did, and obviously, like, if you do want chickens or, different types of, livestock, birds and stuff like that, like, you can get them there. But
they give you a discount on eggs now.
yeah, so, I mean, I just wanted to make sure that at least the toucan
Yeah.
found its way to a better situation.
Well, that was the ultimate goal of the whole thing is
Right.
like relocate it to
Yes.
somewhere
Yeah,
place
yeah,
nice,
yeah.
and that's ultimately what happened.
And so, like, she did end up buying the bird from them, and I hadn't heard of them ever getting a toucan again. So that is good news. And we did end up raising the toucan, getting it back to health. And
Well,
it's,
I'm sure that lady even gave some shit and was like, "Hey, you can't have birds that you can't
yeah.
have. We
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
have
yeah.
like
whole
the wildlife,
feds
like
up
yeah,
here.
it was,
Yeah.
like, crazy.
she's like, can we sell some fake Rolexes or something? Do we need a goddamn toucan in here? Like,
this is a
thing is
flea
a bright
market.
ass, like,
We're working with a flea market here. We don't need to be selling toucans. Like this is
an
we're
eyesore.
looking for
Yeah.
just like some trading cards and some
I mean,
old
you-
busted screwdrivers or
I'll
something.
tell y'all what nonchalant means.
yeah, you'll find a lot of crazy stuff down there in Miami.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
you will.
yeah.
What's
I
some
went
other
back.
What's
I
some
went
other
back.
shit you find in the flea
I
market
mean,
down there?
capybara.
Capybaras.
What is that?
It's the largest rodent in the world.
Whoa.
You guys can pull up a photo
They
of one.
look like
They're so
massive
cute.
guinea pigs, like all tan.
Whoa.
You look up videos of them.
Yeah.
They're pretty
What are they
funny.
called?
Capybara.
I was going to say it back. I was like, chupacabras?
Was that a chupacabra?
Yeah, they're the largest rodent in the world. Actually, before we came up here, we stopped to visit our friend Vic, who is a keeper at Gatorland. It's like a facility, maybe
we know
like
Gatorland.
yeah, like 40 minutes away.
Shout out Gatorland.
Yeah, shout out
Gatorland's-
Gatorland. Yeah.
Gatorland's a staple.
Heck yeah.
You haven't been to Florida till you've been to Gatorland as well,
True.
I'd say.
That's what that's what people say.
Yeah, it is. So we stopped by there, and she actually works with the capybaras. So we were like, "Your cappies are so cute."
Your cappies are cute.
But
That
dang,
is
I would
crazy.
not want to get bit by one of them.
They seem like a
Got those
vicious
big
little-
rodent teeth. No thanks.
You just never know.
You never know.
Anything with a mouth mouth can bite.
True.
That's
always
what
said
they say. That's what they say.
We've gotten really lucky that rodents and like cats and stuff aren't like a little bit bigger because everyone like takes it for granted. Like seriously,
It's
the
true.
way evolution went, dude. If house cats were just
Oh yeah.
2 times the size, everyone's got their fucking hands full.
Yeah.
These little rodents
Yeah.
were fucking 4 times the size. Everyone.
Even
Everyone's
like
got their hands full, and it just happened to work out perfect
the breeding
for
scenario.
humans.
Like imagine if there was as many panthers as there were deer or something. You know, like crazy
Got our hands
big
full.
cats. Like if you 100-pound plus cats that were breeding constantly, and you're like, holy shit! Like
That's
this
good
is
old
now-
Mother Nature. Like
Yeah.
millions of years of an ecosystem figures it out. After
Yeah,
a while,
you gotta.
I think we wouldn't be as overpopulated as a whole species of humans if we
Yeah.
did have like an equal balance of predatorial animals.
You're kind of right. Yeah, a little bit more human
Yeah.
predators out there
Yeah.
besides sharks and like maybe the random like kind of cat. And
I think it would have done the earth justice if that would have happened.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like
We would
I don't
all
want to
be on
say
our
like
toes.
Africa, but it's like you know how you hear about like lions or
Yeah.
elephants that will just go steamroll a whole like little.
I mean,
village.
Florida's
And you're like,
interesting like that, though.
You
We have
imagine-
those big cats out there, and we have
I
the
know,
big gators.
but they're not
You
there
never hear about
enough.
it, really.
If there was
Well-
more of them, imagine if there was as many as deer that like just constantly like if golfing was almost like an extreme sport, like you're like, wait, you're going out into like the nature like with
Right.
just nothing.
Imagine,
and there's
like,
you're
imagine-
out by the woods just about to hit and like whack and you just disappear into the woods and your friends don't even question it. They're like, he's gone. We're not going
It
in
was a
there.
panther.
He's gone.
That's
what
it.
if golf had a 5% chance of you getting in your car with blood drawn?
Yeah, that's a wild one.
That's kind of
Yeah, I mean,
That's
down south, recently, just in the past 2 years or so, Florida's the only place on earth to have the American crocodile and
Yeah,
the
and gators.
and gators. So just in recent times, crocodiles are coming back. They're moving up. They're not just in that one pocket of South Dade anymore. They're moving further up to Broward, and people are seeing them.
I think they've seen one in Hudson and the Blue Lake up there.
Yeah,
in
so-
North Tampa.
Their numbers
And
are
this happened
growing.
after there was a big storm surge, and it was always where we did the helicopter helitow and stuff.
Yep.
It was freshwater, but now after that last storm surge, it's like brackish. There's like snapper, there's crabs, and now there's
Have you guys ever had like a crazy animal experience, like anything on the lake, wakeboarding or anything, like an otter or a gator?
gator-wise,
We have otters that come up on the dock, but I haven't ever had encounters with gators or otters. I'm trying to think.
Because I remember when I was a kid and, Jimmy was living, I forget what lake it was. Him and Adam were living in that house. I remember going there and we would see otters like pretty frequently. And knowing what I know now about the otters, like in my head, I'm like, dang, like thank God no one got attacked during breeding season or something because like they're out there.
Otters can be pretty, they're like territorial.
You
or
guys
pretty
kind of have to
vicious,
watch out
like,
for them out there.
But no, you don't have
not
to.
really.
Oh, okay, good.
They're pretty uncommon. We do see them sometimes, but they're not. We don't see them a lot. I think snakes have been like kind of like my closest call. One time there was a water moccasins will straight up go after you. Like they will like they're like
charge.
They're like the only
They're not
charging
afraid.
aggressive snake that I kind of like that'll literally see you
In the middle of the lake.
50 feet away and try to come fucking bite you.
That's pretty scary.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
is.
saying. That we're lucky that we don't have more of this kind of shit. But like one time we were riding on Hiawassee and Watson. He was turning around and in wakeboarding, if you cut to the inside when the boat's turning, you start to sink and you can't wait. So I'm like plowing sink into the water and he's turning around this snake and there's a huge water.
I know what
moccasin.
you're talking about. I was
He's
there.
pointing at it. He's like, look at it. And I'm like, and he's turning into me and like the snake sees me and it's like coming at me. And I'm getting dragged straight towards the snake,
it, yeah.
and I can't get away from it. As I'm trying to turn,
Yeah.
I'm like splashing my board at it, trying to like push it away. And this water moccasin just,
Oh, wow.
I was like, "Fuck, Watson, go!"
Yeah. Get me out
Get
of
me
the
out
water.
of here.
Yeah, get me
Yeah,
out of the
pull me
water.
away.
This is not-
It's kind of
No.
crazy. Not a lot
There's-
of gator attacks or like anything.
Well, I think the benefit is that we have the boat is so big and loud that gators don't really come towards a boat.
Yeah,
like they're
right.
so, like if
They try and stay within the
especially if you put your head
splashing.
underwater and feel and hear the
Yeah.
boat, it's so loud. Like it's just you know what I mean. So any gator that's close is like I'm not going to go up there and see
Yeah,
what's
the
going
gators
on.
seem to be pretty docile.
They're pretty docile.
And if you're in like shallow water and you're like, say you're like in hip length water and you're just sitting there and you do see a gator approaching you, all you got to do is really stand up.
If you stand up,
If you're able to stand
when I
up,
did the
yeah.
F1 barefoot stuff, the gator handler, he goes, you know what you do if you're neck deep in the water,
Yeah.
and the gator's coming at you and you
Just
can't
stand
touch.
up.
He said if you can't touch open water, he said just swim down, swim down, or try to get yourself up out of the water and show how big you are. Because what that gator sees is just your head and fluffy hair. You look like a poodle to that gator at the time. He doesn't see the other like 90% of your body.
Well, were you guys taught to run in a zigzag?
Yeah,
away?
but I've never really believed it.
Good. You're smart because you're not supposed to do that. I mean, when you look at a gator's head, you got a skull here. So
Yeah,
you can see like the eyes are on the side of their head, right? So if you're running zigzag, you're literally right in eyesight of this alligator. You're putting yourself at risk.
They can see something straight in front of them
Well,
too, and they can run like 25 miles an hour.
But it would be
right
like
in front of
looking
them,
probably
they have
cross-eyed.
a blind spot. So running zigzag is giving the gator an advantage.
So you're
Just
saying
run straight away.
You're saying don't run zigzag.
No.
Run the perfect straight line.
Yes.
in his
Yes.
blind spot. I don't know about that one either.
Yes.
I've seen them hunt when they want to run. They
No.
can run. And
yeah.
I do know they can't turn too good.
I mean, if they want to get you, they're going to
They
get
want.
you.
I think a
one tried to
sharp,
get me, I
a
avoided
sharp
it.
L to run for a little bit, and then another sharp L, and then run for like. I don't think it's zigzagging. I think it's run left, run right,
go
run,
get
run,
behind a
run, run, run,
tree.
left. And then because now he's like it's not like it is a zigzag, but it's like a long zigzag, not like a few steps. You know
what I heard
like,
is a deal breaker is like you got to say "see you later" to the gator.
Yeah.
You don't say after a while to the gator. He's pissed.
Yeah.
After a while, crocodile, you don't want to
Yeah,
fuck that up.
yeah,
Or to
no,
a gator, or
yeah.
a crocodile. you know?
Yeah.
Well,
I
the
get
difference.
that. I
The
get
difference. I like to compare like crocodiles and alligators because a lot of people get them confused. I get asked this from all kind of like, do you get attacked by alligators? Are they in the waters you are? And they're every lake in Florida, they're pretty much there. And if they're not there, they have been. If they're not there, they're coming. Like they no, seriously, they walk like miles to get like. I've seen them walk in the middle of cow fields out at Lake Runnix.
Yeah.
Like an 8-footer in the middle of a fucking cow field, just cruising. Like they went, and Florida floods a lot. But I like to compare them to like a saltwater crocodile. I went to the west part of Oz, and like I've gotten educated on how these things are like true predators. Like an alligator is a predator, but it's really
No, they're ambushers. The crocodile will ambush you.
Dude, these things
They'll stalk you for
hunters,
days. Yeah.
stalkers, killers, serial killers.
Yes, no.
Serial killer.
Like, and seriously, and like I compare it to like I like to tell people to wrap their head around. I go compare it to like a wolf to a German Shepherd. From like 200 feet away, that dog looks exactly the same. That's how you can get a gator and an alligator or a crocodile confused.
Both can fuck you up.
But both can fuck you up. But
One's
a
hunting,
wolf is a hunter,
Yeah.
killer, true predator, stalker that will like do anything it can to like kill you.
Yeah.
And that's what a
That's
saltwater.
that's
But
great.
freshwater crocodiles aren't not fresh, but like brackish.
Yeah.
The Florida crocodile is not the same as like
The saltwater.
A saltwater.
You're right. You're right.
And there are different like grades of
Oh yeah,
crocodiles.
there's a few
correct?
different species of crocodiles out there.
The
I know,
caiman, which is-
yeah,
the caiman,
and then
which
the
is a long bill.
caimans.
Yeah.
The caimans are kind of like their own different form of crocodilian.
They're like an iguana. Not really.
I mean, I know a lot of people who have been attacked by crocodiles and gators. I actually remember Mac the gator when he got my leg, but I actually didn't receive any. I wasn't bleeding or anything, but I went in to go grab him for a presentation, and this was like a 4-foot gator, which is like the worst size to kind of like deal with. A 4 to 5 foot gator is one that is
They're
willing
agile-
to
they're
try
agile,
you.
right.
They're
And the
super
teeth are good
athletic
enough to get you.
and they're super quick. So it's
Good
like
point.
you would almost rather deal with a bigger one than a
Baby or
smaller
bigger,
one.
yeah.
Was it
So
Mac
like
or Glade?
no, it was Mac.
Okay.
It was definitely Mac, and he
Mac or Glate. Those are the names of
yeah. And I went in to grab this gator, and I was wearing. This is funny. I told Paige this story, your page, and I
Not
was
my
wearing.
page.
Yeah.
Not my page. Sorry.
I was wearing these Lululemon leggings, and I remember like being like, "Yo, Lululemon needs to sponsor me," because I went through to this cage to grab this gator. I swear, and I was like, I went. He turned around. and he somehow got the back of my calf and he was dangling on my leggings, death rolling on my leggings, and my leg was straight up in the air and I was bouncing on one leg and I was like, oh shit.
And
like
he's just spiraling.
and he's spinning on my leg. And at the time I was like, oh my God, my calf is going to be like ripped up. And I literally like kicked him off of me. He somehow released and I got right out of the cage and I look at my leg and I'm like, holy cow, like I'm kind of scared to look because it was like, you know,
it
so
feels
much.
like he got you.
Yeah, right. And so I look and I'm like, oh my God, I don't have a bite. I don't have blood. He literally got my leggings and the bite that he left in the leggings is a heart. And I was like the shape of the cut was a heart. And I was like,
you're like, that's kind of cool.
I was like,
I love you too.
I was like, oh my God, it was just a little love bite. That's so cute. He didn't even get me. So
I remember
I
you
got
doing
lucky.
the email for Lululemon.
Yeah, and I emailed the store and I was like,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
leggings.
totally.
Look, your leggings just saved my leg.
I was
That
like,
is awesome. That's
yeah.
That's a good post. That's
Yeah.
a good like social. Be like, yeah, we got you. We'll send you some stuff out.
People
They
don't
didn't
like to
even
wear
get
their
back to you,
Lulus
did
out,
they?
you know, but I'm out here
They
wearing
didn't
them.
get back to you.
I mean, no, not really. They
That's
just they were
messed
just
up.
like, that's a cool
Lululemon, if you're
story.
listening, get back to this girl.
It's
Give her
so-
a pair of leggings.
It's so weird, so random. That's my
She
Gator
loved
story.
it. She loved that.
Yeah, give me a new pair of leggings.
Come on, help your girl out.
That's so funny though. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That is crazy.
But
I
yeah.
wanted to ask: Is it true? Because I mean, I think it is true, but I've also heard different things on the pythons in Florida or whatever in the Everglades. Are you guys getting a lot of like calls about that? Like, are those like things really taking over?
Down south, they are pretty popular. I mean, in our area, we have received, last year I received 2 calls regarding them that they had been hit by a car in pretty local areas that we hadn't really seen them out in Weston, which is pretty close to the gardens, and on the other side of 27. So on the east side of Highway 27, which is pretty crazy that they've crossed that.
Right.
But in the
They're
past,
coming
like,
on north, dude. They're gonna be in Pensacola in no time.
yeah, no, I'm pretty sure the numbers right now are around like 85 to 90% of our small mammal population has basically perished in the Everglades.
Is that the biggest threat of why we need to
Yeah.
really kind of like take these pythons out and
Oh,
really
yeah.
control them because they
Oh,
are
yeah.
really just like they're taking down the rodents and like
They're-
kind of
There's that many of them.
No,
like
they're
the-
not just taking out rodents. They're taking
Like
out full-grown gators. They're taking out full-grown
birds,
deer,
probably all kind of
birds. I mean,
Damn, so they're really kind of taking.
oh yeah. I mean, these snakes are huge, and it's crazy because out in their natural range in Southeast Asia, they're actually critically endangered because, you know, people hunt them for their skin, their meat, and they're just scared of them. So it's kind of sad that they're thriving so well here, but our ecosystem in Florida is
Can't handle it.
is even better for them. Like they are
Yeah.
thriving in the Everglades between the heat, you know, it doesn't get that cold here. So like they're just
Damn.
thriving
Yeah.
and they're growing and they have an endless food supply, and you know, they get so big that they are taking out like full grown alligators and destroying a lot of our mammal population, which is pretty detrimental
Yeah,
to, you
that's
know,
sad.
I think we need better marketing for python skin. Like
Yeah.
if we can get Louis Vuitton into like python
Oh,
skin and
yeah.
they're doing something.
Yeah, then we're now giving a lot
when
of
you
money
put, like,
to these guys
if you
going
put
to
like
get them.
skin on a
Yeah.
purse, usually that's frowned upon. But in this case,
I
It's
agree
actually-
with
we
you.
need
actually,
it.
you're doing something great
And
and,
you
it's
could-
like good. So
And you
maybe we
could
just
market it as Florida python skin to save the Everglades.
Yeah.
There's
You
a
know?
few
Like,
girls,
That's
there's-
like a thing.
Well, I'm
is.
saying like if
There's-
you just market it to better to everyone,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
get some python boots. If that sounds kind of sick.
No, there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of women out there too that are making like nice corset tops and really cute like you know, boots, belts. Like there are people
you
out
can't
there
frown
doing
upon
that.
it. You
No,
can't
I mean
frown
like they honestly, in my opinion, the pythons have to get out of there. We work with a giant
Is it-
Burmese
is
How
python.
is it even possible to really get rid of them completely?
They have like
Especially
30 or
since
50
you're
babies
saying-
a litter. Like,
especially since you're saying they thrive so good there that it's like you could go catch a shitload, and as long as there's
Well, it takes
a
a while
few
for
of
the
them.
eye to really be trained to spot them. They are pretty elusive beings, but when they're out there and they find them on these nests, you know, and grab a mom and they find the nest, like they're removing those eggs too, obviously. But there, you know, there are python hunts out there. They are scheduled hunts, and like there are regular python hunters. She's been out with a few different hunters where
Sick.
they've taken her out.
Yeah, it's really tiring, number one, because your eyes have to
They
number one
have to be
get used
trained.
seeing
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
a
what
python in the brush.
that's
right?
a million years of figuring out camouflage right there.
Oh my goodness. Like think about looking for a black garbage bag in the middle of a bunch of dry sawgrass with the sun shining on you for 4 hours straight. And
Yeah.
you're like, grass, shadow, bag, shadow.
Snake?
Bag, snake.
What is it?
Pause. Nothing.
Yeah.
Shadow. And it's very
Trained eye kind of.
trained eye kind of thing where you get tired and then sometimes you won't find Jack and your eyes
Sometimes
will
you get
deceive
skunked. Yeah.
Oh,
Totally,
man.
totally.
Totally.
Well, how many do you hit the?
I
you
haven't
hit the honey hole
personally.
sometime.
I haven't personally, but I've been out with contractors that have been doing this for a few years, and some days you get something, most days you don't. And it also depends on the time of year that you're going out there.
Right. And the moon has stuff to do with it too. If there's too much light at nighttime, herping is a big hobby down south and even up here too, like the Holy Lands and stuff. Like a lot of herpers go out actually searching and exploring for different types of reptiles and stuff. And the full moon does affect that. So
We're only finding the Scorpio pythons tonight.
yeah, there's actually there's actually different. I forget the exact name of the morph, but there is like another morph of the Burmese python that is out in the glades. That it's crazy.
They're
So
spawning. They're
they
figuring
are.
it out.
They
Yeah.
really are. So the pythons are a problem.
We need more slick black. Like we don't need this crazy we need Florida.
Yeah. Florida camo.
Florida moccasin black.
Florida camo.
Yeah, they're changing, dude.
Yeah, it's
Evolving.
pretty crazy. The pythons are a
Evolving.
problem.
I hate snakes.
I think a better way to conquer that type of issue is putting out more animals such as the king snake to eat those invasive species.
I mean, but
because
she said they're fucking killing alligators.
They are.
Like,
Yeah, in
and a
some
king-
in some
but a king snake
cases.
will get it done.
they'll eat the
the
babies,
babies.
at least
Oh,
and
there, yeah,
stop
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
stage
The
of life
reproduction kind
there.
of thing. Yeah.
Right. And I think that the state needs to focus more on breeding programs because there's
Yeah.
only so
And-
many people that are going to go out to the middle of the freaking Everglades to go search for a python,
And reintroduction programs as well.
reintroduction programs,
Especially
sure.
for like snakes like the eastern indigo. I mean, there are reintroduction programs starting for that one, but that's another
we-
snake that can eat.
So we need to
snakes.
introduce other snakes that can like kill the eggs or
And-
like.
right.
And
that's
these are
what-
ones that are
Damn.
that were from Florida, but they've sort of like fallen off. Like would you say
The eastern indigo snake is a
Yeah.
Florida native snake that actually we have more snakes in captivity than we have land to provide for them.
Yeah, get them out there.
Yeah,
Get
so
'em out there.
their specific habitat is getting destroyed, which means, they're now getting destroyed.
By the bigger invasive species.
Right. So
Dude, I'm fucking.
Developers.
I'm kind of the first time
I
I've
didn't
ever
know
been
this.
like felt
Parks
like a
hate
snake.
snakes.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. But this is the first time in my whole life I'm like, I kind of like snakes now. Like I'm kind of pulling for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least
I've always
not
been
against
anti every
against,
snake.
against the python. Pro snakes that can kill the python.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you don't eat.
You gotta
don't
pitch-
start
you gotta
off
figure
eating,
out.
You don't start off eating sushi by getting just a raw salmon.
Right.
Like,
You don't start with sashimi.
I'm getting the Mexican bubble roll. Right
Yeah. You can't start with sashimi. Got to start with a little something, and then you like work your way into it. Yeah,
Right.
no, I love it. That's amazing.
that's kind of where like rehab is super cool too, because like, yeah, we're getting these injured animals in, but like last year and hopefully this year as well, we've worked with different environmentalists who have permits to pull different eggs from different construction sites, and we will incubate the eggs, hatch them out, and then release them in safer areas.
Oh damn.
Which is another cool way that rehab does just tie into like the reintroduction of like the species and kind of ensuring that we are like reintroducing these birds back into the environment, which also then again helps with all different types of overpopulation.
I
and
like
different
some
stuff.
animals that are like, we'll reintroduce. Some of them are like, python killed them, motherfucker.
Fuck, if I
It's
kill
yeah.
it. We
yeah.
don't need that thing.
The pythons are a problem.
Yeah.
How
Unfortunately.
many eggs do they
Okay.
have, like roughly in a like when?
What would you say?
It depends on the size and the age.
Yeah.
But generally
They can have a
20
lot.
to 30, right? But
And they
let's
have
say
a few times a year, maybe. Or,
But they found pythons sitting on clutches of like 60.
right.
So it kind of like ranges.
and then there was like I believe a 15-foot to there was like a 17-footer that they found nearly 200 eggs inside of the female. And it's like, dang,
Whoa.
that's 200 new babies
That
into the
is
world.
wild.
Which
That's why it's a problem.
Yeah, that's
Right.
why we need to
We
get
can't-
other snakes to eat those little babies. And
Now
the
we
little
Louis
eggs.
Vuitton.
Yeah,
We
Louis
need Louis
Vuitton. Get
Vuitton.
Yeah,
some
and
other thing.
Dolce & Gabbana.
Not to talk shade about some of those designers, but they are actually kind of out there, taking really important species like the crocodile in
Right.
some areas, and
Use
using
it.
their skin, in my opinion, it should be illegal the way they do it. But like you made a good point, like they should be using like these
They should
invasive
be.
species, leather.
And I'm sure
that's
these
the
animals
thing.
are all over the world. There's
For
all kind of
sure.
skins that they could use for the right reasons.
Yeah, I agree.
But
Instead
we all
of
know as somebody that's buying a Louis Vuitton skinned something is like they don't
like, what
want
is it?
something that's abundant. They don't want something that's an
That's
abundance.
the problem,
They want
yeah.
something
Oh, wait.
rare.
I'm
something
helping
like,
something?
Yeah, we want like
I
this.
think I actually think like the Birkin bag. I think
Yeah.
I think the Birkin bag is crocodile, and I'll have to fact check that, but I do think they're crocodile.
Who gives a shit?
And
Nobody's
that's
gonna
actually
fact
like
check
the
you here.
worst. Like
I don't know. We
Yeah.
got some sleuths out there. A lot
That's
of our
like the
Patreon members. Shout out all the
worst.
Patreon members, all you sleuths
Meow,
out
meow,
there.
meow.
Yeah. That's it. No, but it is. It would be nice if they did target overpopulated animals instead of like those rare, like I don't know, albino somethings. You're like, okay, let's let that thing.
Another reason that the pythons have been really successful is because the female pythons, they only need to receive that token of love only once every 5 years in order to refertilize themselves.
What the?
Yep.
So they hold on to it and then they can keep.
They hold
like
on
how
to
many
it?
how many rounds of eggs can like a female python?
She could technically refertilize herself once every year for 5 years and only need to see her man.
And only need
So they're
Once
pretty
every
much taking
5
the
years.
condom and putting it in the freezer.
Yeah,
and
they're
just, like,
crazy.
using this
Oh,
shit
that's
for-
so crazy.
Right?
Damn, that's fucked up.
That
It
is
is.
Scandalous
messed up.
female
Yeah.
pythons is the problem.
Yeah.
It's
Independent.
natural.
I mean,
It's natural.
you can't even say scandalous. Like they're not like sluts.
It's not maliciously.
They're only
They're not-
doing this once every 5 years. The thing is, they just keep producing.
They hold on to that one token.
You know.
You know?
Respect to her.
Imagine a conversation between a female python or two male pythons. We're like, how many kids you got now? He's like, 2.
I don't even know.
She won't tell me.
I got like 680. She had 3 sets of babies. 3 sets for my. She said they're all 3 litters of mine.
I haven't
And
seen
she's
her in
right.
4 years.
And
I haven't
she's
seen
right.
her in 4 years. She's already got.
She's already got 60 kids.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, what's that child support? He goes, I don't
Yeah,
know, dude.
it's so funny.
It sounds like I don't want to say DreamWorks, but like a nice little cartoon. It's like, you know what I mean? They're like, it's just about these pythons. It's just like, it's fucking child support. Like, it's like Kevin Hart or something. Like, child support bills are getting crazy.
I think that's funny. Just a male, a male stressing out about how many kids he has.
He hasn't seen her in 5 years.
Yeah.
The
Now
animal-
everybody's hunting my kids. They're hunting me.
I didn't do anything.
All I did, one of my ancestors lived in Boca Raton in this aquarium
5 years
Someone
ago.
let her go.
Yeah.
And now we.
That is good.
animals are interesting.
Yeah, they are. I think it's so amazing that you guys are like so deep in on it and you're like deal with so much of this in like so many different,
Doors,
types
yeah.
and stuff. Like even earlier when you were saying the whole blue jay and eagle thing or what, like
Yeah, you got to know
it's
a lot about
crazy
a
that
different
each-
range.
Yeah, you got to. It's like completely different sets and I like ideas of what it is. It's like and just to have that many and to be
yeah, for
hands
sure.
on with all of it is so crazy.
Yeah, so I'll kind of stay on topic of this like mating thing. So we have a live stream through YouTube with a facility called Wildlife Rescue of Dade County. Shout them out. Bow, bow. Wildlife Rescue of Dade County. And I work with them to do eagle banding. So we do track these eagles on, live stream, and the live stream is 24/7, and we see
What does banding mean?
everything. But the banding means we are tagging the birds via federal bands. So they're getting jewelry, basically.
Okay.
I'm a
Sweet.
jeweler.
That's
I'm a
kinda
bird
cool.
jeweler.
That's sick.
So they get nice jewelry on their feet, and those bands will stay on them forever to be able to identify them in the future for different reasons. Birds of prey are kind of like human indicators for how well our environment's doing. So,
Right.
if one of them ends up back in rehabilitation, we can identify the cause. If one of them ends up deceased, we have the rights to
Do you have
figure
chips
out what
in there,
happened.
or is it just to mark them?
Not yet. Hopefully in the future, we will get licensed and properly, equipped to do radio telemetry,
When
which
we
is
get that
super
state
cool.
of Florida funding.
Yeah, which is really cool. And actually, you say you like swallowtail kites. there is programs out there that actually do telemetry track these kites, and they travel all the way to South America and all the way back.
Wow.
And they track them, and they can see it on live of where they go and
That
how
is
far they travel.
crazy. Within
It's
one
really
season
cool.
they go all the way down?
Oh,
Or does
yeah.
it take like years to
Yeah.
go down there?
Yeah. One season. It's pretty amazing.
Sounds exhausting.
So it's interesting to see like where these banded birds
Yeah, I'm
end
out.
up.
I don't want to come back as a kite now. I don't want to fly for that long.
That's
That
super
seems like
cool,
a
though.
long
You're
flight.
capable. You're
Yeah, no,
capable.
it's just-
They're super strong and super
You
awesome.
fly for free.
Yeah, you
No,
fly
they-
for free. You could sleep in the air, poop in the air.
they sleep?
Yeah.
They could just,
Autopilot, baby.
that's wild.
They kind of follow
That's
the
kinda
wind
great.
currents, you know?
Yeah.
Actually, I always say like the movie Migration, it's a Pixar film, but
that's-
it
Pixar's got
actually
the
I haven't
best.
seen it.
it actually resembles when I watched it, I was so, you know,
Do you think it was
I loved
extremely
it.
accurate?
I was like, this is pretty accurate, you know, like for a kid's movie. And like some things were a little like, oh, okay. But for the majority of it, I was like, this is factual stuff. I was
Damn,
like, this
I'm
is
watching
really
it. That's
good.
on my
The
watch
movie
list.
Migration. Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good.
And that has great examples of like, you know,
How it goes.
how they pick up
Yeah.
and start flying. They even used an example of something called imping, which is a rehab tool that if we get it in a bird, say we get it in an osprey, and it has broken primary feathers, so the first 12 of their feathers are used for flight. If that bird has a completely destroyed feathers, but their wing is fine, there's actually a technique called imping where you can take little rods, and if you save feathers from your other patients that are in well condition that may have passed away or something, you can actually pluck those feathers out, save them like a whole wing, right? And then you can actually install that feather to the osprey
No
through
way.
Yeah, it's called imping, and you can take little rods. Some people
Whoa.
use bamboo, some people use tiny carbon fiber,
And you just put the bones together and they
so the
kinda-
feather shaft. So right on the
yeah.
feather shaft, you insert on one side and then the other side, and then you can actually install
Is that
it.
hollow like their bones too? Like the
Yeah,
feather shaft?
similar. Yeah, it's pretty hollow. And so when that bird molts, which means every summer, every spring, they molt out their feathers and they get new feathers, which is why we find like feathers on the ground and stuff. And that molted feather will just come right out. But it's a way that rehabbers use to be able to get that bird back out into the wild as soon as possible.
So cool.
So that is a
So you
technique.
pretty
and
much regenerate little feathers.
yeah,
into them.
and in the movie Migration, like they
They do that?
they have like a scene where this macaw gets imped, and I'm like, that is like they spoke to a rehabber or something.
Yeah. That's wild, man. That's so cool.
But our live stream of the eagle nest is super
I looked at it
cool.
earlier. I looked at it earlier because I was looking at your Instagram. And I was like, let's check out a
Yeah.
little bit of Shannon G before we get in the studio.
Yeah.
And I saw the link. It was like live stream link, and I was like, hit it. And it, yes, pretty much
You
straight
could totally.
down.
Yeah, the
straight
other
down view.
the other cam went out today, so our guy is trying to fix it right now. It sometimes goes out because the squirrels mess with the wires and stuff, or like the wind.
What's in the?
If you look up Miami-Dade Eagle Cam, you'll find our links of our cameras, and basically we watch these eagles all season leading up to the chicks hatching, growing up, and then around 7 and 8 weeks old, I actually go up inside the tree to band these babies so we can keep track of them throughout the years and study the parents better. And the nest that is on the live stream is actually an artificial nest that that my mentor Lloyd Brown got approved to build and place since their original nest actually got destroyed.
Did they naturally go to it, or did you kind of like?
It was already there, but once it got destroyed, they did level it out for them. It's kind of it's in like a branch lower than it once was.
Yeah.
But it's still super cool to watch. I mean, you can learn a lot from just like that live cam. Like I think for the first like 7 weeks of the eagles, the babies this year's life, they brought in like 194 different prey items. Most of
Wow.
it was tilapia.
And then they just pretty much like regurgitated to them, kind of. Like,
No, so the eagles actually they pick tiny little it's so amazing because in rehab, we're feeding.
I think I see ospreys do that too. They go, they pull,
super
and then
tiny
and then they give it
pieces.
to the babies.
Yep. It's super tiny pieces. And like the live cam taught me stuff, about feeding these raptors when we get them in rehab, because typically you want to feed them like a big ligament or like an organ or something. But then you watch this live cam and you're like, damn, this big ass bald eagle is feeding. They're so beyond gentle with their babies and their eggs, and they're feeding them tiny little pieces
chicken
of
strips.
fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like insane to watch and see. And it's even cooler to like get up in there and kind of like really experience like what they see. It's really cool. When I first got up in the nest, I remember popping up on the eagles, and I was really nervous. And you can actually watch my first time going into the nest was a special with my good friend Jeff Corwin, who is a pretty well-known biologist. Shout out, Jeff. But I got to do an episode with him regarding the nest, and it was super cool. It was like kind of like a full circle moment. And when I first popped up on this nest, these eagles were looking at me like two little free trogs. They were like, who are you? They're like, but you know, the bald eagle's ecology of the parents, you know, they're not going to risk themselves for their babies, especially not at that age. Like they're
not mammals. They're not like,
no,
they love their babies, but
they
not,
love them, but they can make more. They're not going to sacrifice them as the parents for their young, basically. But you know, she is flying around me. Mom is flying around me, and I have this very like right where your skull is here. I have a very clear crystal image of me looking over my shoulder when I'm up like 85 feet in this tree, and I look over and I see the mom eagle from me to that skull just circling me, screaming, and I could see her talons, and I'm like, oh girl, yeah, literally, and I'm like, oh man, like this is legit. Like I couldn't believe it. I was training, crazy. Like, you know, I had to train for quite some time with my mentor, who is also a very good firefighter and paramedic, and he's a rock climber and all this crazy stuff. He trained me on these ropes and taught me how to climb trees. Like Yessenia was there.
That's
like
a good trait to have probably in your profession.
Yeah. So like Yessenia was there when he like first harnessed me up, and he was like, all right, climb this rope and whatnot. And, you know, I took I really enjoyed it. Yeah, but I Jumar'd up the tree, and you know, I told him I was not going into this tree unless like you taught me like proper rope skills, because I don't want something to happen, you know, like, or I don't want anything to happen to the bird either. That was like my number one concern. But I was pretty nervous the first time I was going up, but I was hyping myself up, and I was just like, I could do this. And then when I got up there, it was just crazy to be able to see what they see. Like when you get up there, you realize that, okay, this eagle, its range of territory is way bigger than we think. Like, and these birds' eyes, they focus 8 times greater than our own. So, so what they're seeing is like almost like a zoomed in crystal clear.
You're looking at an 8K zoomed in.
You know, and
120 per frame is kind of like with saturation corrected content.
Oh hell yeah! Like they're looking at my face, like, oh my god, her pores are huge, right? Like they're staring at me, like, damn girl. But you know, and then and I bring them down, and our team works together to do a whole bunch of different biometrics, which are like very well-defined measurements of the birds. And we have records of all of their babies in the past, of how big they are. And, you know, it's kind of fun to guess if they're male or female. And it's kind of like a game. And the community on the chat is like super
just
into it.
Up, huh?
Oh yeah. Whenever
bird community is.
The bird community is pretty tight. Yeah. People get super attached to the eagles online, which I love, but sometimes it can be like, all right, guys.
A little bit.
Yeah. Like this year we had this year actually was really interesting because there was an emergency at the nest this year with the babies ingesting fishing line and fishing hook. So it was like a really stressful night for me. I had to like prepare and like get this team organized, like, and federal permission. I had to call the federal government for permission to go into the nest and get up there. Cool. I actually had to call the fire department because my mentor was in Chile doing a Patagonia hike. No, Chile. And I was like, oh man. And so I had to get this fire truck out to the nest, and then the firemen were like to me, yeah, we're not helping you. The ground is not stable. And I'm like, no, but they're eating fishing line. You got to get me up there. And so they ended up bringing another truck out and there's a really like funny video of me climbing like this 85-foot ladder that they like positioned up, and like all the firemen are just like watching me climb this ladder, and it was crazy. And I collected some fishing litter out of this nest, and then I actually brought the babies down. I did some field x-rays with one of our rehabilitators, Sandra Lescano. She's amazing, super smart girl. And she helped, Good
call, Yessenia.
Nice.
So make sure you get that little.
Yeah, she's super awesome. She's like my right-hand girl when it comes to rehab. We do all of our work together. And anyway, we took field x-rays of these eagles. It was crazy. It was like raining. It was like, what a scene. And like the birds are flying around us. It was just crazy to be able to like help out like that.
Yeah, and then to feel,
and
so wild.
We took some plop x-rays of these animals to make sure that they didn't had ingested the line or the hooks, which is pretty great. I had like a giant magnet, and I was like magneting the nest
Right,
to try
find,
it.
yeah,
to see
find
if the bird went.
Well, you don't know. They're building these nests with moss and all kind of like twigs and stuff. You don't know when a hook is like somewhere like
On
deep
the
in
live
that thing.
cam, we can see actually, like there's been times where like the string is like dangling from the nest and you can see the
Right.
hooks. And there was a video, which was why I kind of went up there. Like we refer to them as like numbers. So like the bird was R9. It was playing with a hook in its mouth. And I was like, oh shit, I don't like that. But I'm glad they were okay. And then a few weeks later, I went back up via rope, and then I brought them down to be banded. So those guys were banded this year as well. So if you ever are out there and you see an eagle flying around with a green over black band, let me know.
All right.
Because I've banded quite a few now. I've been pretty lucky. I've been working on, getting some banding hours and learning the ropes and the rules and regulations for that. And it's been really exciting. I've been eagle scouting, and it's crazy.
It's so amazing. It's such a
The string, the strings and that the fishing string really gets them. Like,
yeah.
Bear's crazy story is this pelican got wrapped up. There's kiteboarder.
We were there, right? Are you
No, we weren't there. But this is he was with Kelsey. It was for their birthday. But this kiteboarder was kiteboarding out there, and the kiteboard crashed. I mean, I don't think
we talked about Bear swimming out and saving a pelican.
Maybe we talked about this. Maybe your brain piece of maybe you were there.
Remember Bear swimming. All right, carry on.
Yeah. So, but pretty much this pelican got wrapped up in this kiteboarder trying to get his ring up, and so it was like tangled in like the surf right there. And this kiteboarder's like can't get up. He can't even get out to the surf. So Bear's like on the beach. He has a surfboard, sees it, paddles out there, untangles the pelican, and then like gets it out. Pelican like flies away, and like everyone at this, because that was right in front of this bar.
Yeah.
And everyone just starts clapping for Bear. And Bear's like, yeah. So he's like paddles back in. And then the pelican goes down, gets his homies. And then Bear's paddling in, it does a little flying V flyover, like 6 feet over his head.
They said
right
thank
over the
you.
top. They're all saying
Yeah.
like, thank you. It was like, it's the sickest story ever. Paige wants to make a little kid's book about it.
Yes. We always talk
That's
about
it.
making like little kids books into these
Always.
stories.
I think it'd be cool, like make like the animal rescue, but like turn it into like their
We
Real
do
life.
say
emotion to where a kid can reach it.
Educational, but yeah, it's still fun
Totally.
and cool,
Yeah.
like cartoon.
Be
and
careful,
like,
you're
this
flying
is-
kites with your strings or your fishing hooks,
yeah, yeah.
like
Yeah.
so you like as a kid you read it and you're like, or step up and be a savior and save
Be
something,
part of it.
save someone that needs to be helped,
Mm-hmm.
and then
part of
and
these
then all
two
your friends will love,
ladies
and then
right
all your
here.
friends will love you.
Join
for it.
them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we do say, like I say anyway, I don't know if any other rehabbers say it, but when we do release birds, there is something called like a thank you circle. I say it anyway. And a lot of the times, like the birds will like come back, like you'll be standing there and you're like, damn, they left. But then they come back and they do a circle around you and you're like, oh, they did a
that is the
circle.
coolest feeling. Right
And like
there.
there has been times where like I remember one specific release where we released a great blue heron, and it was like one of our first great blue releases. It was a really good release, and I released it off of this dock, and it flew like 3 laps around right in front of us in the lake, and we were like, oh my god, he's saying thank you. We do refer to
So
that.
sick.
So like I think those pelicans were saying thank you to Bear for sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
Flying V right over the top for sure.
I saw a video recently that it was this bird that it was like a parrot or something, but it dehydrated, but its partner was right there with him, like this other bird. And the guy's like, I'm going to help this thing. Like it was just like heat stroked or something. And the bird's mad at him, but wouldn't leave its side. But he gets the other bird in the car, and the other bird comes and jumps on the dash. And then he like brings him to like a rehabilitation
crazy.
spot. And he's like, finally gets it. And it's like 24 or 48 hours later. The other bird's still just outside the cage, like standing on it. And then he like takes it and like lets it go. And then the bird comes back later and like sits on the windowsill, both of them. And it's like, it was cool that this other bird was like, yo, if you're going to take her,
They're buddies.
you're taking me too. And he's
Yeah.
like, I ain't leaving. I'm sitting on this dash. And it shows him driving, shows him doing all of this.
That is
And the other
interesting
birds
that you
like,
say that, like, because we talked about like birds selling out their own young because they're like I can have more. But it seems like almost some birds love their partner
Yeah.
more than the babies
For sure.
themselves.
A lot of these birds are monogamous, which means
Yeah.
they do mate for life.
Are a lot of
Yes.
birds monogamous?
Yeah, most of them are. There has been documentation of like if the male's not providing enough fish or food or
I mean,
whatever
she's
the
gotta
case
get
may
hers.
be.
That's not this.
Yeah, like if there has been actually documentation within ospreys specifically where
Is this more modern times?
Yeah,
Sounds super
yeah.
progressive.
yeah, where
They're evolving.
literally if like she's not getting enough food or whatever, like she will start accepting another male will come in and be like, oh look baby, like I have more food than him, like, or there'll
Check
be
this chain out.
Yeah.
I got a green wristband from Flamingo Garden. You ain't got one.
yeah, there's like some cases where like they will like co-parent or like get two dads maybe at a time, or like maybe the original dad gets kicked out. Like there has been documentation of that. So
like thruples.
sometimes
Oh, I get it.
if he's not providing enough and she needs it, I mean, she's gonna,
She
outsource.
got to look elsewhere. She's got to survive. She got
Yeah.
kids to look after.
That's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
need
A lot of
another
kids to
baby
look after.
daddy up in here.
He's like, you look after your kids. You like let one fall out of the tree the other day. Didn't give a shit.
You're over there playing video games. Maybe that was a little too personal for me, but I'm just joking.
Yeah, birds are so interesting. There's so many things about them.
There is. Should we take a little break real quick?
Yeah, this has been the
Sorry.
greatest first half of
I
all
can't
time,
wait to
I
get
think.
back into it. This is so good. And it's so different than what we usually do. And y'all have, like, we're usually just sitting around talking wakeboard tricks and how do you wrap up into this thing or what
This
do you
is great. I've learned
this
a lot.
This is educational. This is
I
amazing.
think birds bring people together. I think animals bring people together.
totally agree.
I think nature brings us all together in a weird way, and everyone's intrigued by it. So
I mean, Parks was
We're
even
all
into the
living with
snake
it.
conversation.
That's
And
when you know we're making
if
progress
you bring
here.
up snakes or show Parks the snake, he is out, and he was like
That was
involved.
my first time
He
ever
was
having
involved.
sympathy for a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you told me about I can't remember the name of it, but
I love
yeah,
it.
It was epic.
baby
That was
steps,
good.
baby steps. Mexican bubble roll.
All right, let's take a little break. And we back.
You almost need to Whitney Houston that thing.
Dun-dun. Yeah.
Very last thing. Try to time it.
And what is it?
Yeah, Shane, hit that Whitney Houston note for the Patreons
you
one
know.
more time.
And
dang, stop! I'm gonna have to take off my headset.
you asked for it.
Sound like
Yeah,
a
but I
phone.
didn't even fucking do it. Or pull
I
away,
can't
too.
not do it. Just joking.
Well, damn, that first half was about an hour and 20 minutes, and we were just talking about how that flew by, man. That was
Yeah.
It just flew by.
Flew
Dude,
by.
that was crazy.
Like a bird.
Talking
like a bird.
birds.
Well, yeah, that pun intended.
There you go.
Time
No, that
flies
was
when you
great.
Do it for the birds.
It's so crazy. It's such a awesome to have you girls in here and tell us all about this crazy shit we have no clue about. So
I've really sponged it. I've learned a lot. Like
Yeah.
typically talking about wakeboarding, I don't learn too much. Maybe about the guests I learned
I
a
think
bit, but like
we teach them more about wakeboarding than they even know. So
freaking dinosaurs.
yeah.
But we're
Professionals.
gonna start off the half by giving away if you like what we're talking about today and you actually want to get on down to Flamingo Gardens
And support
and
conservation.
support conservation and really come down here. You want to meet Bradley Cooper,
The Cooper's Hawk.
the Cooper's Hawk.
Not
this
the
is
man.
this is time. Yeah, not actually. I mean,
Maybe
might be
one
there.
day.
I think they
He
could
might
have
be
picked
there.
up that. I don't think we're introducing
be
them to
there.
Bradley
You never know.
Cooper.
It's
Hey,
Miami.
you don't know.
never
It's
know.
true. It would be sweet if you did go down there, saw Bradley Cooper the Hawk, and then actually met Bradley Cooper later that night. And you're like, it'd be crazy.
So we're going to do the spin to win right now for all the top shelf Patreon members right out there. And if you're a Patreon member, we truly appreciate the support, man. It means a lot. Keep Shane and I going to try to get these episodes out. But
Yeah.
for the top shelf ones,
Keep this
we
thing
put your
living.
name on the spin to win wheel, and we're going to spin this thing. What do we have on the line tonight? We have Shannon brought this up. We have a magnet of Bradley Cooper. What is Bradley doing in this one?
So this is a commission piece that I had done by an artist named Russell Beans. He's very talented. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, and he's actually posing on a lychee tree branch, and Russell made this extremely awesome print for me. So I just got a magnet made and printed out a nice other print. This is by an artist named Sandra Lescano, aka Slez on
Sick.
Etsy. She actually sells Bradley stickers, so go and check that out as well. And that's just a little print, and that's actually a photo that I took of the first time Bradley seeing a banana.
Oh, whoa.
He was probably like, "What the hell is this?"
Look at him looking at it. He's
Did
like,
he eat
wow.
it?
Banana.
No.
He's not. They don't eat fruit, huh?
But as well, we're going to give away 2 passes that expire 4:30 of next year down to Flamingo Gardens. So if you want to get down there, meet the girls, meet Bradley Cooper probably.
See a lot of
that's
cool animals.
see a lot of stuff and cool animals and see a lot of what we were talking about here. We got 2 passes. And it looks like more passes.
We have 4.
4 passes.
Yeah,
right
4
here.
passes.
So if you're down near Miami, coming down to Florida,
We're located in Davie, so
yeah, Davie, Florida.
right near the Fort Lauderdale airport.
Right near the Fort Lauderdale airport. And as well, we're going to give away $100 Duvin digital gift card. I'm wearing a Duvin shirt right now with flamingos. It's pretty. Flamingos are pretty much Duvin's mascot. So that being said, I thought it'd be right to add that to
Only
the
right.
yeah,
That's
only
only
right
right.
to
Yeah.
only
Thanks
right.
a lot, Duvin, for giving
Yeah,
us
Duvin.
$100
Perfect
gift
shirt
card.
to wear for this pod.
It is, right?
It
I'm
really
just wearing
is.
some gray things.
I know.
Horrible. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
Shane.
I have a shirt that has
Dressed
some
like a
birds on it.
Damn
or something.
atheist right now. Put a little color into it.
I don't believe in anything.
All right. Well, Shannon, hit that spin the wind wheel. You can.
Oh.
You hit that
I
spin
do it.
right there in the center. We're recording and it's going.
Oh, it's spinning. Let's see who wins.
Who's gonna win this thing?
Who is
Ladies and
it?
gentlemen, the winner
Spencer.
Spencer.
is it Spencer again?
Yeah.
Spencer.
Spencer.
Oh,
Dude.
is he a common winner?
No, he actually won one like 4 or 5 episodes ago. I
Maybe
think.
more. I'd say a little bit more, but yeah, he was a winner.
He won the
recently.
Bonifay B. Yeah, he
Oh
won
yeah,
the sister to the
yeah.
B.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's actually
Spencer, shout out
sick.
Spencer just had a kid. Yep, congratulations.
You think he's
Okay.
going to be down here in Florida anytime soon, or what? Do
He
you
actually
think
will-
he will
he
appreciate
actually-
the magnets?
He just had a kid, so I don't know, but he definitely appreciate the magnets. They're up in
Alright,
there in the
sounds
wilderness.
like a
They live
winner
on
right
5
there.
acres, so yeah,
Okay.
they're going to appreciate this.
Congratulations.
Hey, just to let you know, if you're a Top Shelf Patreon member, you just can't win one time. You can win
I
multiple
know I
times.
can win multiple times.
Spencer, it's a great place for the family, so don't be scared.
There
Yeah,
you go.
bring
Right.
him on
And
down.
now it's one of Paige's good friends too. So
Yeah.
we'll
You'll have
bring
to
the whole fam.
follow
We'll
him.
bring the whole family down there,
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
and we'll leave Bradley Cooper on the table right now.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
You live in the y'all live with the fucking the predators. What's some of the craziest injuries? We were on the break. You were talking about how some falcon
Yeah.
hawk grabbed your
I
face.
mean, you know, working with these wild animals, like even though they're in captivity, they're still at the end of the day, you know, wild. And working with the predatory birds, like the birds of prey, you know, they have their days and they have their moments. And some days
they're capable of anything.
yeah, some days they're not in the mood for you to, you know, go inside their cage and do the work that's needed to take care of them. So I do, in fact, wear a helmet in some of these cages now because
That'd be full face guard too.
yeah, because
Is it because of this photo that I have?
oh no, that one I don't wear a helmet yet. We'll
Oh,
get
you'll
we'll
get
get
there.
there.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
But
We'll get there.
sometimes when these hawks are breeding or they're in their hormonal phases, they will try and attack you. And I have been nailed in the head quite a few times by different types of hawks, red tails and red shoulders. And you know, it's never the animal's fault. I mean, I'm kind of invading their personal space, so they might feel some type of way. But I have
Coulda
gotten
slapped you or
nailed. Like, you know,
something.
these talons are very strong. Like hawks can possess over like 300 pounds of pressure per square inch underneath their talons, which is pretty dang strong
that's
when
pretty
it's hitting
gnarly.
your head or your arm or something. And so yeah, I've been bloody. I've been dripping
So
blood from my
they've
head
latched
before.
their talons into your and just full blooded.
Yeah,
up. Damn.
Yeah, it's not something that I really like brag about, but yeah, I definitely have been nailed a
mean,
few times where
You put in the time doing what you do. It's
for sure. And especially when they're wild too. Like, so the photo that we're going to talk about, basically I was hired. It was actually an interview for me it was an interview that I didn't know was an interview for me to be able to go do the eagle work nest that we were talking about for the live cameras. Basically my mentor, Lloyd Brown, and Ron McGill from the Miami Zoo, shout out Ron McGill and Lloyd Brown. They actually brought me down. They hired me to go catch a bald eagle down in the Keys, in the upper Keys. This eagle is known as Rita, and she is the southernmost eagle. And I actually got hired to catch her for a health check and also for a documentary that they were filming regarding her story and whatnot.
damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm actually in this documentary for a very split second, and you can see the bite happen kind of very quickly. And I did get bit in the face by a bald eagle, which at the time I was very embarrassed about because I did get like brought here to do, you know, my job, which is, you know, catch and handle these birds of prey. But the bird got me so quickly. I got nailed in the face and I said, oh my gosh, did she get me? And, you know, these two guys were like, no. And I was like,
Oh, no, she got
no, I was
me.
like, I catch these animals
For the fact you're not
frequently.
bleeding, they're not freaking out. You're probably like, yes.
And I'm like, oh, this bird's nasty. So like, this bird was a wild bird for most of her life, and she had only been in captivity for about like 2 or 3 years at this time. And so she was still not a fan of humans at all. And she was like the first real like nasty bald eagle. She's the meanest eagle, and I'm not the only person who says that.
She's a Southern girl. She's the
Yeah.
most Southern girl.
I was gonna say,
No,
those
yeah.
Southern girls, they might sound nice and be like, oh yeah, honey, but they're ruthless.
No, I'm definitely not the only person to say that she is like a real bitch. She is. She really is. And I didn't, you know, and I went in, I was obviously nervous because they were hyping her up, but she did in fact get me. And when we stepped out inside the safety cage after the exam was done and whatnot, you know, I started bleeding and they were like, oh my God, you did get bit. Like, and they had this really, really expensive, like big Nikon camera that like could shoot super fast. And he, Ron McGill's flipping through his camera and he goes, oh my God, I got it. Oh my God, look at this. And there's a series of photos where we're going to put one up, but the series of photos is like, she grabbed my face and then she yanked it like right off. And it happened like,
Yeah, I was going to ask you in real time, how did it happen? It was like, bam.
it was like, boom.
Right.
But in the photo, it looks like,
Break it up, Shane.
in the photo,
the one that
that one of it biting. Yeah, that one. I mean, this happened so beyond quickly. The photo makes it look like, you know, she was latched on my face for a while. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you can totally see the bird definitely has my face.
Oh, it's so crazy.
Look at that glove you have on.
Yeah, I should have had that glove a little bit higher up on her neck.
You need a face glove.
Yeah, so
That's wild. Though.
I'm super lucky she didn't get my eye. I mean,
she could have ripped your cheek off at that point.
You're 100%
did.
right. She's literally 2.5 inches from your eye. She gets your eye, it's lights
This
out.
was definitely my bad. I mean, I was definitely.
What would you have done different, like from in this situation?
In this situation, I mean, she is such a big bird. I had trouble, like, you know, holding her hands. I definitely would have tried to grab the neck way sooner. Like I said, this is right when I got her, and I actually, you notice my other hand doesn't have a glove on. I shook my other glove off to get a better grip on the feet because what we're really worried about is those talons. I mean, I would definitely rather take a bite than a talon. You weren't
bleeding at all?
Oh, I was bleeding.
Oh, yeah.
I had like a dot here, and then I had a whole slice down my face.
Whoa.
And for like a few weeks, I was like, damn, I'm gonna have a scar. But I surprisingly don't have a scar. I can show you guys after, like the photos of it like bleeding and stuff. It was pretty swollen. But I did,
Dude,
yeah.
that is insane.
It's definitely, it's like the Joker. It's like, why so serious?
Look at it just pull. It's just slowly pull.
Yeah,
It
dude. I was like literally, and you know, like these beaks are made for breaking bone and eating, you know, ligaments and stuff and hardcore fish and breaking apart. So, I mean, I was really focused on the feet with her, but she was so crazy and like I said, mean. She was just too quick for me there. And, you know, working with these guys for the first time too, like they're kind of like you guys in the sense of like these wakeboarders are coming on your podcast, looking up to you guys, you know, like you guys are professionals in your field. That happened in front of two people who like I'm looking up to,
right.
And it's my
You
first
handled
time.
it well though, probably good.
Oh yeah, and they were like,
and
Shannon.
I hope you got the fucking job.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, now I'm out there, you know, scaling these trees and like scouting for eagles and like banding eagles like up in Melbourne and stuff like that. So like I definitely have gotten so much experience like from this kind of like, and back then I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Like, I can't believe like I just got bit in front of these guys. Like, you know, it's never happened to me. I've never really gotten nailed like that. And, you know, a lot of.
Honestly, they probably looked at you like,
in my field.
This chick's
yeah.
the real deal.
Well, like, you know, where I work too, like Yessenia can attest to this as well. Like, you know, I like to kiss on the birds, which is not the best thing. And I don't do it like.
Oh, going into them, go.
Yes.
Well, sometimes, you know, like with our ambassadors and stuff, like I've gotten pretty close with them. And I pride myself in knowing like bird behavior and training and everything. But, you know, in some instances, like there has been like, or I've taken selfies and like the vulture's super close to my face. My boss is always like, you're going to get bit one day, blah, blah. Like, and I'm like, no. And then long story short, like then I end up getting bit by a freaking bald eagle. And I'm just like, oh, I went like 4 years in my career without getting bit in the face. And now I got like this big ass slice in the side of my face. But I mean, it turns out like, I don't have too big of a scar, and it's a story that I was once
sick
embarrassed.
Joker scar
yeah.
been sick from
I
the bald
know.
eagle.
I'm excited to play Two Truths and a Lie one day because no one will believe that. I mean, no one would believe it if I didn't have the photo.
Yeah.
That photo was like crazy. And at the time I was like, oh God, I don't
You're
want
kind
to
of
tell
right.
anybody.
Like you tell anyone that, like, unless you see that photo, you're like, you can't really wrap your.
And you
Yeah.
said it happened fast to the point where you didn't even
I was
you were
like-
sure you thought it happened, but you weren't sure.
Oh, I knew it happened, but I didn't realize like how
But they
deep
didn't.
it was.
Even the photographer was like, no, I didn't think it. And
They
then
were
he
like-
had to scroll back through. But like
Because
that's
it
how
lo-
fast
at-
that like
at-
snap. Like,
it was literally like boom, and she like hit me, and I knew.
And maybe you weren't bleeding right away.
Yeah, I wasn't
Right.
bleeding right away, but then when I felt like drips, and I was like, okay.
Oh, shit.
But
nah,
yeah,
she got me.
they told me, they're like, Shannon, one day, you're gonna love this photo. You're gonna tell this story, and like, it's a learning experience. It definitely
She
like
had some foresight. I'll give her that.
yeah, I definitely, it wasn't, my proudest moment, but it happened, and I'm, I can learn from my mistake. And
Damn, Rita.
yeah, Rita, the southernmost eagle, she's no joke. Shout out the Wild Bird Center down there taking care of her, Kelly Grinter, great rehabilitator if you're ever in the Upper Keys and you need a rehabber. But yeah, crazy story. And from there, the whole eagle work kind of just took off. Banding birds. I work with Lloyd Brown a lot, banding a bunch of different birds, and it's been super exciting work.
Did you want to get into like eagles more?
That's funny.
Like before this, or was and then this happened, and you're like, that's cool handling these.
Yeah,
big-ass
so
birds.
I mean, in the beginning of my career, when I was at Flamingo Gardens, we had golden eagles, and I kind of fell in love with the golden eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And then Yessenia and I actually had trained a bald eagle together for show purposes, like educational encounters and stuff. And so I always was fascinated with bald eagles and stuff. And when I was in my rehabilitation basics course, who was being taught by Lloyd Brown, he actually had pulled up the camera and we were watching it live in the class. And I was like, hey man, like, how do I get into this? Like, what's up with it? And I mean, weirdly enough, he was like, oh, you would want to do that? Like, I'm getting a little bit, like too old to climb up into the tree. And I was like, yeah, dude,
Damn.
I'll climb up into the tree, no problem. And we kind of like lost paths or whatever. But then I saw on Facebook, the page was posting, the eagle watchers were posting, oh, the RNS, we have eggs, banding will be, soon, whatever. And I commented and I was like, let me know when I can go up there. And then I immediately, once I commented that, he started calling me.
That's
cool.
Sick.
And he was like,
that's really cool.
and he was like, oh my gosh, like, were you serious? Like, would you really be down? And, like, I didn't know if I was going to be completely afraid of heights, or I didn't
How
really
you're gonna handle
know.
it? Yeah.
I
Kind
didn't,
of out of your comfort zone.
I
a little
didn't
bit,
know, like, it's honestly something, I said this in the show too, like, it's something you can prepare for, but it's something that you're not going to know what it's like until you do it. Like, you can only prepare so much for something like that until that moment's there.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
you kind of just have to do it and experience it to learn from it.
Boots on the ground
Right. So I was like super hyped when he like
or off the ground.
was acceptive and
Yeah.
and I actually, it's weird, after I started doing the eagle work, I got into like bouldering and rock climbing and like doing all that type of work too.
Did
and
you do that to kind of like help you
Totally,
like, to
totally,
climb trees and just
totally.
like telephone poles, whatever it may be? You're
Yeah,
like,
I was going to like these rock climbing gyms and stuff, and I was asking them, I was like, hey, can I bring my Jumars here and like clip on these bags and like and
Jumars are tricky to
Jumars
like,
are hard, and like
Yeah.
especially when they're like so the main tree that we work out of, like, I've been in like really high lifts and stuff, but being on the harness, we use a pulley system. So in case of emergency, I could rappel or use the Jumars. But the easiest way to get me up there is like we attach, a big chain on the base of the tree, and from the tree, when the truck goes out, I go up, type of thing. So
I
when
got
they're
you. Yeah, so you
have to
Yeah.
almost idle
like
the
a
truck,
parasail line getting
right?
pulled up,
And I'm
yeah.
getting pulled up the tree.
That's
And so I have a headset. And I'm like, slack. I need more slack. Like,
right,
I'm like,
and you're on call. You're on comms with him, pretty accurate to where he's like another 2 feet.
I gotta go up more. I gotta
Yeah.
get leveled out to be comfortable enough to be able to bag the babies. Because when you're up there, the last time I was up there, I actually had to sit and I was like balancing and like remember when I was like trying to act it out to you guys, I was like on the corner of like this 2x4, like on the live cam, you can see like the artificial nest. I was on this 2x4 and when I'm trying to put the babies back, they're in my bags and the wind is just like blowing me like this. And I'm just like up there holding on like, okay, I'm going to wait for this gust to stop because holy shit, like I'm swaying in the wind with these trees. And like, it's kind of weird. Like, you know, like if you're a little intimidated by something, you try and look up like other people who are like maybe doing a similar thing. And this one, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but there was this lady, her name is Julia Butterfly Hill. And she lived like 700 days or something in a redwood tree. And she like lived up there 200 feet in the sky. And like, I became like obsessed with her documentary and I like started watching it. And like, she made a really good point. And like, one of her quotes was like, you know, a strong tree like sways with the wind. It doesn't stay stiff or else it breaks. And so in my head, I was always like, all right, if I'm swaying in the wind, I'm going to sway with the tree because I don't want to be a stiff tree and break. So
it's just enough give. Yeah.
It's intimidating work. And also, you know, like being a rehabber, like we care so much about the life of the animal and the welfare of the animal. Like my main concern was, holy shit, what if one of these birds jumps out? You know, like what if I freak them out so bad and they're not old enough to fly and they just lay it on the ground? How am I going to feel about that?
That would be horrible to actually be the reason why they jumped out of the nest. And
that's a risk. I mean, that's a risk we're taking. And it's just so.
That happens all the time in nature. Like, do you feel like obligated to help everyone? Like when
that's true. But kind of if I'm purposely going up into this tree and like disturbing it, like I would definitely feel like pretty damn guilty. I'd be like, let me just cut this rope. Yeah, like
speaking on that, is that what kind of got you into it? Like when you were a young girl, like did you have empathy for like hurt animals and kind of like?
Oh yeah, my parents will tell you like.
Shane didn't, but like I can understand.
I'm just joking.
It's weird because like I never thought I would. You know, wildlife rehabilitation is still a really new field. It's less than 100 years old. It's only like 70 or 80 years old. Like it's a very new career field. Right. So everyone's still learning and growing and expanding. But when I was a kid, you know, I remember a few specific times. Like my parents laugh about it now. Where like I found like turkey vultures who were like, at this point in my life, I can identify what was wrong. But when I was little, I didn't know what was wrong with them. So that's kind of weird where like I would pick up like injured turkey vultures and I would like bring them into my home and my mom would be like, get this shit out of my house. Like, and then there was times where like my dad, you know,
he possum on his hand.
Well, that's the thing. My dad worked nights and he found a baby Virginia opossum one night and he put it in a bucket and he wrote a note on the counter and he was like, there's a baby outside or whatever. And my mom and I go out and see him. It's like a little possum. And, you know, my mom and I were taking care of it for a while. And as a kid, I didn't understand, we can't keep it, whatever. And she made me drop it off at a rehab center and I was throwing a fit in the car. I was like, let me keep my possum. Like, blah.
And it was after that night, Shannon knew.
Yeah. And so, you know, and I actually got made fun of for like liking possums so much because since that day, I like loved possums. And actually, like when I started at Flamingo Gardens, I found out they had possums as ambassador animals. And that's kind of when I got hooked. And like there was another time too where there was like a river rat at my house and I was like wanting to keep it. And they made me, you know, release it down at the canal. Like, so I love
young Shannon just bringing it over.
Yeah, like silly stuff like that.
It's not like elegant, nice animals. She's bringing in possums and river rats. And like,
vultures and shit.
Can you like find like a cute animal?
Yeah. Hey, possums are really cute.
They are.
Shout out Roddy Rob. He raised one since it was like a little baby. Kept it on his shoulder.
Yeah, it's super cool. Actually, recently last year,
cool. Let it go eventually, but like
out in the Ocala National Forest, one of my friends from Rescuing Ocala Wildlife, Ro, she actually found a albino Virginia opossum who was brought into rehabilitation.
Her name was Virginia, the possum I was talking about.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, that's good.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. And this possum was obviously deemed non-releasable because its albinism caused complete blindness. And now she's an ambassador at Flamingo Gardens. Her name's Calypso, and she's been like viral on Yessenia's page a few times just because it's
Yessenia's going viral all over the place.
Yeah, Yessenia's been going viral recently. But what is the number? What is the percentage for the albinism?
It's between 100,000 and 1 million chances for a naturally occurring albino opossum.
And it's caused by like inbreeding.
Yeah, basically.
So-
Damn, that's why
That is crazy.
and it's from inbreeding.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
pretty
Limited
much.
genes.
Yeah.
So and like so the
Here, slide this way a
albino.
little bit so the cameras get in.
Yeah, so the albino possum is just it's like just all white with like the red eyes and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
Like it's
Yeah.
like
Yes.
She's super interesting looking. You know, possums are so cool too. Like we could have a whole episode on them, but like we've
Oh,
seen
we know
so
you like
many.
possums.
We've seen so many different variations like throughout the years. Like we've had leucistic ones, which are different than the albino ones. We have one that's like almost melanistic, which is mainly all black, and then we have like the normal gray one. But I mean, and they also come in one other shade called cinnamon too. So it's so crazy to learn like so much about like, you know, one thing. You know,
Yeah.
most people don't even realize that they come in different colors.
I didn't know that. I thought there was only one. Well, I knew that the inbred ones were albino now.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between an opossum and a possum?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Like over in Australia and stuff, their cousins, they're the possum.
and
but-
then ours are
Opossum.
opossums.
Yeah, and
Right.
our
That's
opossums.
like a very unoriginal name. Like it's like what you just
Put
want
an
to
O
throw
in
an
front of
O in
it.
front of it. I was like,
Should have been like flipossums.
Yeah, and I mean
Opossums.
that's North America's only marsupial, and they're pretty important animals. You know, like they can they're the
Are
reason.
they? Are they? I mean,
Yes.
like a lot, I mean, I'm not saying this like coming at them. I'm just saying from an outsider looking in, possums are pretty worthless.
No, actually,
Whoa.
they're the reason why we have anti-venom. They're part of the reason why we have anti-venom. So if you got bit by a venomous snake, the possum's
hate
DNA,
snakes.
well, the possum's DNA has
I like
actually helped form anti-venom for, you know, obviously people who get bit.
Damn.
They eat
That's
over
crazy.
5,000 ticks in a season. So if they weren't
I'm
around,
about that life.
if
They
they
really are. They
About
should
that
run for
life.
mayor, dude.
and
They are.
actually, yeah, and actually, like they're known for playing dead, but it's a completely involuntary thing.
I was going to ask you. So that's like a goat passing out.
Yeah, so they basically get filled with so much stress and anxiety that they will
They-
act big
they-
and bad, but then they just pass out, and they don't want to pass out, but they do.
That's interesting because I was going to ask you. I was like, is that the only animal that has that defense mechanism? Is like just playing dead? But it's actually just the way
It's
like
just
when you
fainting,
scare a
yeah.
goat and it like falls on its side. It's the
Right.
same kind of like thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a comatose state. I mean, the possum that will actually slow its heart. And in rehab, when they do play dead, we have like the stethoscope, and we're like, okay, is it playing dead? Is it alive? The heart rate's slowing, but it could be playing dead. And like the comatose state can last for hours. And sometimes if they're in severe like threat, like they'll actually release their bowels and they'll play completely dead. They'll smell, the heart rate will be slow, and then eventually they'll wake up. But people hate them for being in their yard, but in reality, like they're eating these ticks, and also their body temperature is too low to be able to house rabies or distemper.
that's what I actually learned this just the
Yeah.
other day.
Yeah.
This sounds like some
Yeah.
zombie shit.
Yeah.
Shame to know about right
No,
here.
no. Okay, so there was a possum that walked in the backyard the other day, and Paige's cousin's dog was over, and it just took off out of the porch and like went like just onto the dock, and we just thought it was like barking at something, but we heard something splash, and then we grabbed the dog and pulled it in, and like 30 seconds later, this possum just crawls up out of the onto the dock, and we're like, "Oh my god!" It just ran out and just like hit the possum and just knocked it into the
Oh my
lake.
gosh.
But I was like, I felt for the possum because he was like, "Man, it's like it was night," and
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
like, "I was just out. I just woke up. I was just like cruising, just going to look for some food, and this dog just like nudges me into the water, and
Yeah,
now
their
I'm like
eyesight is really
soaking
bad.
wet, just like what is going on?" You know, and I was
Had a
like,
rough
I
time.
felt for him. I felt for him.
Yeah, and they're like nearly blind, and they have the most amount of teeth out of any land mammal in the United States. What is it, like 60?
It's 50 teeth.
50? It's
That would have
50
been a great
teeth.
trivia question.
Oh yeah, well we have good
We have
ones.
better
We
ones.
have
Okay,
good
okay,
ones. We have
okay,
good
yeah.
ones.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
y'all's
and
are
just to
probably
let
going to
you
be
know-
so good that we aren't going to even be able to
Yeah,
get
but-
close.
No,
on
we
any
made
of
them a little bit like
Shane
easier.
kind of kicked my ass the last couple times, so
Yeah,
you need
I'm
to
ready.
So Shannon and Yessenia are hosting the trivia tonight. They wrote some questions. and
I'm
we-
ready.
and we
I'm
got
ready for it. I mean,
we'll get right into trivia. Like, but I had one more question about the as we were talking about how the goats passed out and how that's a natural kind of like scare thing from anxiety and just I don't know they freak like is that comparable to like when you take a gator or a lizard and you lay them on their back and you pet their belly and how they get into
Oh,
that
yeah.
comatose
I mean,
comatose
I
state?
would personally
I didn't
say
know
it's
I didn't know how
related.
similar like those kind of like things because it is
I
straight
think-
crazy that like and the alligator is just literally willing to do whatever. And then it's a crazy animal, but you roll it on its back and you pet its belly, and then it's completely out until you clap. Like, what the fuck is that?
I agree. I don't know. It is pretty crazy. We've done that with our boss has done that with some alligators, and he showed us that example before. I mean, I think
it has got to be a reptile version of the same thing.
Maybe, yeah.
And I could be completely wrong, and I probably am, but I think it has to do with the blood flow on, like, once it's upside down, it's like there's, and maybe, I don't know, the pet in the belly or whatever, but I think whenever it's upside down, it's such an
uncomfortable, like they can't
different
move.
State that they're like not getting.
They're
blood
like
flow,
paralyzed.
They like almost don't know what's going on.
It makes you realize that they've just
so,
been trying to lay on their back the whole time, and they're like, "This is amazing."
sick.
No one say anything. And who clapped? Who the fuck clapped? I was sleeping for the first time in my entire life.
Yeah. I mean, it could be related. I'm not honestly not 100% sure, but it sounds like it could be. Except, the positioning. I mean, if naturally, like. Obviously, like a human had to find that out because, like, you're not gonna see an alligator just flipping over on its back.
No gopher turtles pulling that one.
Yeah.
and the gator's like, just rub my belly.
Yeah.
Or some bobcat found it. It's like, check this out. Sleeping.
Do you guys see bobcats up here?
I've seen one golfing one time.
That's
I
cool.
was like, it was sitting in the bushes. I go, Danny, look at that fucking. Me and Danny Harf were golfing, and I was like, dude, and it was like. It was sitting there just staring at us. It was probably like 50 feet away. And I go, keep an eye on this thing when I hit.
Yeah.
And he goes, park. And the thing like took like 4 steps and stopped again. I was like, let's just take the fairway on this one and like get out of here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that was the first time. So I was very unaware of what they're capable of. But I just saw it for the first time in my life being a Florida boy. And it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, bobcats are pretty frequent, I feel like.
I found out that they are more frequent than I realized. I thought I saw a zebra kind of chin.
I think it's insane that like you said you don't have a panther there right now. You have a cougar.
Yeah, but they're the same. Well, genetically, the puma, mountain lion, cougar, and panther, they all kind of correlate under the same family. So the way that we've introduced Florida panthers back into our environment is like some researchers have taken strands from the Texas cougar, who would have back in the day naturally migrated down and kind of branched off to make their own, group of panthers. So they have taken strands of like the Texas cougar's DNA and put it inside Florida panthers to get like this cougar panther mix to try and reintroduce more panthers into our environment.
Yeah, are there very many panthers out there right now?
I mean, people say
because I've heard of Florida Panthers for.
There's a hockey team named after him. We got to have some in here.
Yeah, I the number online that you'll find is like they do say there's less than 200 out there. I mean, in my personal opinion, there's probably a little bit more just because they're elusive beings, but the number one thing that actually takes them out is cars. I mean, last year
trains.
The number is like 23 or something. 23 got hit or something like that. It's a pretty high number.
Which is crazy.
Shout out Brightline.
Yeah.
No, which is crazy because
a
cat is so agile that like for it to get confused with what a car or a road is seems weird.
Development is encroaching on their territory. So like, I don't know if you guys have watched the movie The Path of the Panther.
No,
it's a great conservation documentary.
We need to write a couple of these things down.
The Path of the Panther, you guys would definitely enjoy. It gives a lot of factual stuff about what's going on out there and like what's really happening with these big cats.
What was the other one? Migration, yeah. But Path of the Panthers, it's a great documentary with a bunch of smart individuals in it that are just basically talking about, what's happening in the state of Florida, like how these cats are being affected. And, there are projects going on where they're collared and people are tracking them. But, the number 200 seems pretty small. Seems small.
And a lot of my good friends do trail cam work and they do set them up like out there in like Clewiston.
You think there's more?
And Immokalee area, and they catch them on the cams. I mean, very frequently. The last cameras that I have looked at, I saw 2 really healthy looking males just cruising on by. But I mean, it's hard to say because like I said, like they're typically solitary, so those cats are probably young, and one male will dominate one area. And like if those two males are walking down and they're young and they're looking for a lady, as soon as that lady comes into the picture, they're gonna disperse. And if that one other cat goes one way and walks out into the road and and gets hit, and then that's one less panther out there. So they're solitary, so they need more space to be able to roam and find that territory.
And naturally find the love of your life.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully we can get those numbers back up. People are working hard in that realm, and the more
I like it. I mean,
the more we talk about it, the more people who get involved,
and maybe those are the predators, like you were saying, to take out some of the pythons and stuff.
Yeah,
down
for
the
sure.
south,
I mean, the pythons, I definitely think a python could take down a cat if it wanted to.
I'm not saying it can't, but I'm saying a panther. I would give it to the panther most of the time. I'm not
if
saying
both of them are aware of each other, I think the panther gets it. But if the panther's just cruising, and
I just feel like even if a
drops
panther's
down,
getting choked out, as long as it can get something in its mouth, it's gonna I
Well,
feel like
there's
the python's gonna bleed out.
You would think that, but these pythons are
Consider
one big
this.
long muscle.
No,
like they're strong as shit.
UFC fight, panther
there's
and
those,
a fucking
there's
and
those
a
clips
python.
of like the
Python.
jaguars or whatever, maybe like taking out
Hunting.
the
Anacondas and stuff.
taking out like the crocodiles.
Crocodiles.
Oh yeah,
out
I've
of the
seen
river.
that. I've
That
seen
is
that.
insane.
That's what makes me favor a panther
Me
over.
too. I would totally favor the
I mean,
big cat.
panthers are completely different than jaguars, though.
Right.
Their behavior, what they're going after.
Jaguars.
In your opinion, maybe, but in my opinion, which I watch a lot of Instagram clips.
Honestly,
No, I'm just joking.
you know something. Like in one of the last shows that I did, I mentioned to the audience, I was like, I'm worried about what happened. A lot of the content we're seeing with animals recently on social media has turned into AI propaganda. And as an
Interesting.
educator, like I
Just
actually
mush.
hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it because it gives, the viewer the wrong idea of
Because they're just trying to get clickbait, so they're
and-
willing to say fucking anything.
And if you have no education with animal behavior
Right.
whatsoever, like I've even gotten
Anything
tripped up
could fool
before
you.
where
Yeah,
I'm like,
anything can
damn,
fool
like
you.
so
we're super we're very impressionable because we don't really know a whole
Yeah,
lot.
like-
as most people don't know a lot.
I think the AI influence
crazy.
on the animal world is going to be detrimental for people just because they're getting the complete
I'll tell
wrong
you-
idea.
Well, you could
I'll
just
tell
you
you
could just
this.
ask it to make a video of a dolphin attacking a human, and
No,
it could or
no,
something.
No,
and
I'm
it's like-
telling you, I've tried to make I've had a monkey on like the side of thing wearing like this shirt. I've like prompted this like dancing. It's AI, or at least like
It's
some of
gotten really good.
At least like Mid Journey, it's getting really good. But they've also there's a lot of guidelines. I've tried to have.
I think on the high one, on the
No, I'm
big
telling
ones
you,
like ChatGPT and on whatever.
Ring
I'm
doorbell
just saying,
ones.
no, there's guidelines on you can't. If you wanted a bear to attack you, AI is not going to do that.
No, but
Right.
there's
Like, you
different.
gotta have
there
a-
are different ones. There
Yeah,
are different
I'm not saying-
AIs.
yeah.
Like if you go deep into it, because there's enough that some
Yeah,
of
there's
them
black
do
market
some.
kinda,
Yeah,
and
but
there's
some of
some
them
shit
do
you pick.
things where they're like, we don't have guidelines because that's a freedom of speech or what. Like so, they're like, we don't regulate what you can watch or what
A lot
you
of the
can
commercial
make.
ones, they like
No, the commercial ones like chat and all of those aren't making.
I had to I
can't
wanted
even
to
make
bear,
black
I wanted
eyes
to,
on
I
people.
wanted to bear Heather was taking a picture next to this tree, Paige's friend. And I go, I want a bear to come running from the background, run up, and then and wrestle her to the ground. So I tried to do it, and it goes wouldn't do it. But I had to say playfully
Oh,
wrestle her.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, I
The
seriously-
wording.
I said in their friend they're friends. They haven't seen each other in a long time, and they're really happy to see each other. And with excitement, he wrestles her to the ground, and it fucking did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the AI. Yeah, it's just scary, because
It is,
if
and
you
it could
really,
ruin
it
some
can
stuff.
ruin some stuff. And I mean, I consider myself a professional, in this field, and even I've been tripped up by some things where I have had to watch it, and I'm like, wait a second, this eagle did not land right. And look at it flying away. This is AI.
Yeah.
So it's even as a professional who watches
Knows
these
this
birds,
shit.
and it scares me that people are going to get the wrong idea, or they're going to think that they can approach wildlife, or they can feed wildlife, or they can do something that they don't know is illegal with these animals,
Yeah.
and potentially hurt themselves or the animal. And so people need to watch out for that AI content out there.
I think
I wish there
AI
was
does it
always-
good because it doesn't have to replicate fingers.
I just wish there was.
Yeah,
they
they
were
can't get the feet
forced to
right.
have like a watermark, like maybe not for like certain things, but like if
Sorrow
every
and some
AI, if every AI, like everything you made, like because nobody is that's making it and using it in a certain thing cares about a tiny little watermark in the bottom, like a little just
Right.
logo, but it's like. It needs to be said. Like it needs to be said that
agree.
this is AI. Like
Some
and-
of the, like Sorrow and some of the ones that do
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but Sorrow does a lot of the slop shit that you see.
Yeah,
Like a lot of
Sora-
those, yeah, but
yeah.
a lot of it's like a lot of the bad shit that you see is like you see, but they also do throw the watermark on there,
Yeah, I just think it should. There needs
and that's
to be
just, like
some
the
sort of-
reform with AI that we're going to
Let's-
need going.
Let's
through.
drop all of this animal talk. Let's get more into this AI
AI.
situation.
Less
and
birds,
figure
more
it out.
computers.
Let's figure it out for these. No,
You
I'm
girls
just
ready to
joking.
talk algorithms?
Oh man, I think AI was created to question our reality in the sense of if the animals are real that we're watching, or to disguise something that is actually real and make people think that it's fake because it's AI.
or that.
Like
Dang.
it's
That's a
dragons
theory.
out
She's
there.
on to something.
Listen, let me tell you.
Shannon, that was really nice having you on. We're gonna have the rest of the podcast now.
But can we use like AI to like like it sounds like when we're talking about AI and animals, it sounds like it's a bad kind of like tone and taste to it. Like what you're saying, like how can we use AI to manipulate people to do good things? Like let's paint pythons fucking evil is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
you know, like let's like do whatever like a killer
There we
python
go.
video. Like
There you
let's
go.
make people hate pythons and make
Let's
they
girl-
do.
and some girls walking around some badass python boots and purses.
Yeah, no, there's people
that's
out
what
there
I'm
doing
talking
it.
about.
There's people out there doing
I'm dying
it.
for some Python
Yeah, no,
heels.
we know some girls who are out there
Ooh.
killing it in the Python game. This girl Taylor Stranberry,
Barretto.
Ella Barretto, she's
Shout out.
making crazy.
I like your work, Ella.
Yeah,
I wanna
Ella,
work with you.
Ella, I want to
Heels.
Ella, I want to work with you too. I follow you on Instagram. Your
I
stuff's
love y'all
cute as
assume.
shit.
I love y'all assume Ella's going to watch this episode.
Yeah,
No,
I
I mean-
You
that's
never know.
immediately
Never
what I
know.
thought. I was like,
I don't know.
you can give them shout outs, but
You don't know.
We'll tag 'em.
Some
We'll
of the
tag 'em
animal
now.
people are
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
probably gonna watch this. I think.
Sick.
And like, there's another girl, Taylor Stranberry. She was the Python Hunter Award winner for this year. She caught, I don't know the exact number. What was it, like 74? It was something really high. I don't want to say
Gosh.
74.
I think it was 150.
It was a really
She's
high
got
number of
boots ready to
pythons.
go.
Yeah.
She won the
Boots on
Python
boots.
Hunter like 2025 or-
Python challenge.
Python challenge. She won.
Yeah, it was a female.
So the females
finally.
are honestly dominating these, once men fields. So.
Once upon a time.
Love it.
Shout
Love
out.
It. Let's go.
Shout out women.
Shout out women.
I was just trying to think of like how crazy it would be if just like you were dating or married to her and you're just like, oh yeah, hey, I'm Shane, I do like videography work, and they're like, oh yeah, and what's your wife's name? And you're like, oh, that's her name.
Yeah, she
what
hunts
does she
pythons.
do? She kills pythons for a living. She
She's
like
a
hunts these
badass.
things. She's in the Everglades. Like it's just a crazy job description to be like,
Yeah.
I'm a python hunter.
every year you kill one, 74.
74.
No, she's a
And
badass.
counting.
She's a badass. She's
No,
out
she
here.
sounds like a badass.
She's out here relocating rattlesnakes too. So
Don't
good for her.
relocate them here. Take them
Damn.
Take them far away. From
This guy
the
doesn't
park.
like them.
far,
That's
far.
funny.
Parks is
You can't go to. I kind of fucked up
Parks
already.
doesn't
but
like-
no, what I fucked up is like if you tell too many people that you don't like snakes, people are
yeah.
people will fuck with you. People
Yeah,
will,
now
like,
when you
now-
visit down
that's what I'm
south,
saying.
when you
I've
visit
al- but I've
us, you're
already-
gonna meet some.
Like when we filmed
He's like,
Jackass,
"I'm not going."
when we filmed Jackass out of the projects, when Bam fell through the fake RV into the snake pit, and he was like crying for his life to get out of that thing.
Yeah.
Like they had a gator hand, dude. There were so many like snakes and like all kind of shit around set. And then Clay told the director, he goes, and when I was eating full on like plate of lunch, they just throw a huge yellow rat snake around my neck, and I just.
It's so
Bro,
funny.
I think I died.
It's so
for a
funny
second.
because like in
Brought my
the in
snake
the in like the
today.
Jackass world and like Fear Factor and stuff, we always are cracking jokes like at the clinic and in the kitchen and stuff because we deal with some stuff where it's like,
Doesn't
yo,
even seem-
we should be recording this. Like we get these worm donations, right? And like we get these donations of super worms that are like all alive in these boxes, and we have to like. We typically freeze them first so they're not like crawling all over us. But when they are alive and we're like dumping them in these bins, we're like, we're like, yo, this is fear factor shit. Like my hand isn't like, I'm in this shed full of worms and crickets. It's like,
Totally.
and all the worms are just like falling out of the shed, and it's like,
thank you.
and I'm in there like, okay, like I have to get these worms, right? So it's like in my head, I'm like, this is literally someone's worst fear, and I'm out here doing it. It's so random, and then you just like random stuff like that, like where it's like, we should be recording this. Like this is disgusting.
Parks is a snakes. Mine's I don't like spiders. I'm not
arachnids.
there was a big one.
I feel that.
crazy of like,
play.
but I have theories about them, and you girls can let me know how wrong I am, and it's very wrong. But I don't think that they're from here. I don't think that they're from Earth at all. These things are too
You think the
weird.
spiders are aliens?
I think so. I think
very
they've came
possible.
in from asteroids or something. They've come from somehow.
Do you think that octopuses are in
I
the
think
same
I
realm?
think,
Yo,
I think
no,
octopus
honestly-
is in the same
what do you
because
think-
I can break it down. They want me to break it down. You want it?
Before you do, don't you think it's crazy that octopuses or octopi and spiders have 8 legs each?
Okay,
They're very similar.
that's a common
That's kind of
denominator.
fucking kind of crazy.
It's a common denominator for sure.
That's
for
kind
theory.
of crazy.
I
And
like where
one
this
one with
going.
the ink and then one with
Well,
the
an
silk.
octopus has like 8
that's
brains.
kind of crazy.
You're
An
not
octopus
wrong.
has like 8 brains, or like
They're
like
super
multiple
intelligent.
brains, and
I
they're,
think
like,
they can read our
very-
minds for
I
real.
think they're really smart. I think they're very,
too.
very smart.
Absolutely.
They can do the mimic octopus, or a bunch of them can like just change colors like faster than a chameleon. Like they can do things. Like
they're like
the
shapeshifters.
ink. Like
I
there's a
don't- I
lot.
don't
There's
think
a
it-
An
lot. there.
octopus can fit itself through a crack of a door this,
like this
big.
Yeah, just
Come on.
yeah. No, it's crazy.
I don't think it's out of this realm for like over the time of history that Earth's been around for some comet carrying some type
Some
of
sort
water
of little
with
egg in the
some type
center of it,
with some
some
type of
something.
something that added something to our whatever we got going on, and it was like a couple of these things
Not
are going
all.
to be weird. There's going to be spiders and octopuses.
Okay.
And maybe an owl if you're going to pick a bird. Because they have
The owl's
fucking, an
crazy.
owl has some type of, I don't
That's
know what it
something.
is.
The neck thing
but it has-
creeps me out. I don't
Yeah.
like the neck.
That's
The-
we have
they
a
can turn
we
their
have, we
head.
have a trivia.
I'm not
with
even
that.
super spiritual, but it feels like they have like super fucking some spiritual.
Well,
fucking
a lot
things,
of
like-
Indians we get a lot of Seminole and Miccosukee tribes and schools come through. We educate like 50,000 school kids a year, and when they come through, a lot of them can't walk down our owl alley because they're
It's against their culture.
it's against their
Whoa.
culture to actually view the owls. They think it's like bad omens and bad spirits. So there is
They're onto
spirituality. Well, there's spirituality linked with the owls, and like a lot of these tribes do not look at them because they think they're a demon looking into like their soul and stuff.
Whoa,
Like,
I
yeah,
get
like
it.
there
I
is
get it. I don't
some.
believe it, but I get it.
I
Yeah.
think they took the same thing that I kind of like owls had, then they ran
Well,
with it.
it's crazy.
They
like,
ran a touchdown.
They went a little far with
the
it. You're like,
owl-
you guys were on a mushroom trip when you came up with that one, but I,
mean,
get it.
Can you
I
imagine
get it.
the right amount of mushrooms looking at an owl?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
gonna come
Figure it
out-
out.
Oh
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean, their eyes are actually tubes.
And they're quiet.
Yeah, no, they're silent flyers.
Silent flyer.
Not
It's
cool.
it's
Not cool at
crazy. I
all.
mean, back in the day too, like in the ancient times, the people would actually take owl feathers and wrap their spears with them because they wanted their
They
weapons
thought
to be
it'd be
silent. Silent killer.
and to have a little something to it. Too, a little-
And so their eyes are actually tubes like that go
Yeah.
I
like
was gonna ask
straight
you
back
about
into
this,
their head.
yeah.
And actually through an owl's ear, you can visibly see the back of their eye.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's actually two canals that kind of like
Technically, yeah,
literally-
and they're like big long tubes and like
I
so
don't
like
trust it.
And I-
Parks is onto
and I-
something.
yeah.
And I kind of heard like their pupils are so big to where that's why an owl can like turn its head
Yeah.
100% to the side and it can do the full 360 because their eyes. One of the-
They have a question
Is
that
that it?
we
Should
we
we throw
knew
in
it
a
already.
trivia?
Yeah. They can only turn their head 360 degrees one time, dude, and then they're dead.
and then they're dead.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not 360.
So maybe it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
360, but maybe
But our
they,
trivia
they can do-
question-
they
our
can-
trivia
we'll do
question-
180.
We'll get to it.
180 both ways is 360.
All right, let me go
It's
back.
not
Let me
that,
go
but
back to
yeah.
the spider thing. Tell me how bad they evolve super fast, very fast. Like there's more species of spiders than I think any other animal. Like there are thousands of different types of spiders.
This is
Yeah.
my
We
Don't
gotta
like
waste
this.
our data checking
that-
this, Shane.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'll cut this part out for the viewers. No, the eyes
Poor
and the
Shane.
legs are one thing. Like the 8 eyes, 8 legs. It's a lot.
yeah.
The silk. Like, that's weird.
Do you believe in Charlotte's Web? Do you think they can write things in their webs as well?
No.
Templeton was
but
real.
The fact that I don't think that they could write things, but I think, I mean, if they knew how to read and write, I guess they could. But no, I mean, like, it's like a geometry, like, it's like perfect. It's like the way they can make it is like really well done. And then they use it to catch the prey. They wrap it, mummify it, like stick it away.
And they suck its
come
blood.
back, and then like that's not normal.
There's no other animal
No
on the
other
planet
animals
that
are
kills
doing
anywhere
this type
close
of
to
thing.
that.
Like, it's fucking weird. And just like their defense mechanisms are like crazy. Like they do every spider has a weird fucking thing.
I got bit by a spider on my right cheek.
And I bet it swelled up and it was nasty. Yeah.
Butt cheek, and I had to
almost lost
pop it.
that. Yeah,
butt
she
Yeah.
popped it.
Dude, I don't
Yeah.
like
We
it.
had
and
to
I
inject
don't,
it with lidocaine.
I
She
don't,
didn't have
I
fun
don't
that
trust
day.
a spider. I think
Lidocaine,
that
Yeah, Zabram
Mm-mm.
recluse.
there's
Oh, really?
there's even more, but we won't get into it. But I have a lot that I just don't like.
I feel
don't
that.
like it, and it's not like any other species. Like there's insects.
What do you not like about it though?
There's
it's
other
interesting
insects.
as shit.
It's very interesting, but there's other insects that don't go that far. Like they, like
well, it's,
you know,
forbid
different
that other
things.
fucking insects are not fucking. They're from this planet. This thing's fucking.
No, that's what I mean. I
The
think
spiders
it's,
aren't from Earth.
This thing has an
I
extra.
don't think they are.
This
I
thing
don't
has
think
an
they are.
extraterrestrial kind of way of killing its prey, and you're not about it.
I think they're from the outer worlds.
I respect it, but I don't like it.
I agree.
They've learned something else that we haven't. You know.
Man,
Who knows?
don't
The
let a
8 legs
spider
on
come
octopus
around.
and the 8 legs on spider with the ink and the silk
Yeah.
is kind of they're
The silk.
distant.
The silk is crazy. And
cosmic
silk is like
cousins.
so strong. Doesn't matter. We can get past it. We should go into trivia.
Let's
or
get into
rapid fires.
trivia. Let's get into trivia real quick.
Yeah, let's
so you
do
girls
this.
got the. So who has it on their phone right now?
Yessenia.
We're pulling it
Yessenia
up.
is gonna ask us these.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, so
And it's just for me and Parks. Y'all know the answers already.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Is that okay?
Well, I got 2 scratchies, so I get both of them if I win.
no,
Or you go-
we're gonna give the girls one to scratch like when
Okay,
they leave.
fair,
So yeah,
fair
and this thing's been hitting hot right now. You girls could be 2 millionaires by the time you leave the podcast.
You got to text us in at least.
then we
Break
have-
us off with
and then we
like
have-
5%.
I
hope it's a winner.
And then we have
Good
another
Friday.
one for the winner of Shannon and I. So the girls wrote the question. Shannon and I are going head to head tonight. I like this.
Well, let's start off with the owl one then. How about
Yes,
that?
We'll
Let's do it.
start off with
Okay.
the owl and take it away,
Great.
Shannon.
Question number 1.
So, how many degrees can an owl turn its head?
I'm saying 270, and I was stuck on that when we were even discussing it a few minutes
What do
ago.
you say?
I'm gonna say. I don't think it's 180. I think it would be just under 180. I'm gonna say 160 degrees.
Congratulations, Shane. You were spot on.
Bang!
Spot on.
270.
First
Spot
guess.
on.
Spot on.
Spot on. That's
270.
double points. That's
270.
double points.
270
Yeah.
degrees. Yeah.
270.
Shane be watching documentaries out
I
here.
know
Yeah,
my
Shane,
shit.
Shane did his work
Wait,
before
I
this
told
interview.
I said earlier,
You
I
mean
don't
to-
know a lot about.
You mean to
But-
tell me there's
but
not?
he has eBird. He watched listers.
Yeah,
I
no,
watched
He's a
First
birder.
I'm just. You mean to tell me there's not one owl out there that's turned its
No.
head 271?
So their vertebrae, they have 14 vertebrae. We have 7. So that is what allows them to be able to turn their head 270.
I don't like it, but I love it. I love it, but I don't
love
like
it.
it.
14
as much
vertebrae
as
in that
humans.
neck. They have twice as
God
many
damn it.
vertebrae.
Okay, Shane's up 1-0. Let's go. Next
2-0.
question.
Next
Oh
question,
yeah,
Yessenia.
2-0.
Spot
I
on.
tried to shave you one.
Next question. What gender is larger between the birds of prey? Is it male or female that
Let's
is
see
larger?
if you were paying attention because I'm pretty sure I said this earlier in the pod. Let's see if it stuck.
Who's the first to go? Me.
I'll let you go. I went first.
Female.
Okay, Shane, what do you say?
I remember what you said. So I'll let Parks take this.
Okay,
since he
Parks
did
got
guess
it. Parks
earlier.
got it.
I
Parks.
honestly, the way he was questioning it, I thought he was going male.
So did I.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
damn.
Well,
was
I knew it was female, so I had to like. I had to paint it.
Okay,
That was-
okay,
That's
okay.
what I honestly. I was trying to.
But
bait
you don't
him
get
into
2
male a little
points
bit.
for that one because that wasn't the closest to the pen.
2 points for me.
No, that's not 2 points. I don't
You
think
want to
that's
know
a-
Back to
why?
It's
You want to know why
2-1.
the females are larger than the males?
Because the males are more colorful. The girls.
The girls got
are
more to
just more
do.
size.
Well, the girls do more work.
more work.
Yeah.
Always. That's a
Yeah.
fact on any species.
There we go.
Have y'all asked the male birds the same question? Because
All
I
the
know-
time. We
Just
talked
joking.
to our eagle thunder about it.
That is kind of that is kind of interesting. The male birds are typically more colorful, and then the female birds
They have
are
to
more.
impress. It's all up to in the animal world. It's all up to the lady.
You got to do
know
less.
what?
You got to do less. Just impress.
It's all up
know-
to the lady.
You know what I love is I think it was in Planet Earth, but the bird that does the amazing dance in Planet
yeah,
Earth
yeah,
where
yeah.
it goes and it
Yeah.
like throws its neck out and it goes,
Mating
It's-
dance is real.
What is that? The bird of
oh
bird
dude,
dance
it's
or
like
really
something?
accurate,
but
man.
he like dusts off the area and he like cleans it up and gets all the sticks and leaves out and then he like sits down there and he waits for
And he-
one
and he
a
hits him with
female
a
to
little-
come and one female sits up there and he goes "Wah," and he like sticks
And
out
then,
his
and then
neck
she looks at
he
him
just goes,
and she's like, no.
"Da, da, 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 da."
I love it. He's like, I've been working on this for a while. He's like,
Yeah. Let me go. Let me go.
And then she looks at him and says,
No, I'm cool. I'm cool.
your moves are not that great.
and then she goes with homeboy down the street, and he literally did the exact same thing.
And it was just some pigeon just out there.
Yeah.
He brought me a hot dog from
Yeah.
New York. It was
Okay,
amazing.
next question
Let's go.
is how many feathers does a bald eagle have?
Ooh.
Or roughly,
So
you know,
two to-
whoever's
2 to
closer.
1 right
Whoever's
now.
closer.
2 to 1 right now. Shane's first to guess.
This is crazy because I have no clue. I
Mm-hmm.
have no clue. I'm going to say 430.
Okay. Okay, Parks, what's yours?
I think I can get this a little bit closer than Shane has, and this
Okay.
is closest to the
I
pin.
don't know. I mean,
It's
I
okay,
thought
well, this
maybe
is
there's
the point of
tiny
trivia.
little
It's all
right.
feathers.
I'm going to say
all-
60.
60 feathers?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to re-guess?
No, it's that.
What's that?
Okay, well,
How many feathers
wait,
does a
what,
bald
wait,
eagle
what did
have?
you
don't
say,
have-
400?
What,
400.
Okay, Shane's taking
what
it 'cause
what
he's
counts as a
closer.
feather? Like the thing that goes into the
Everything
skin?
on their body.
Everything on their body.
No, are we talking about each little flake of like?
Yes,
Yes.
every
Not
feather.
their, just their wings.
No, every feather.
Every feather that covers
were
a bird's body. The
Well,
bald eagle's
I'm going to
body.
give it to Shane because he was closer, but the answer is over 7,000. We roughly say 7,500.
One bird
Nobody
has.
knows
one
that.
bird
Nobody's
has.
ever even thought that. Like, I know you girls
There's
work
no
in a
way there's
wildlife.
7,000.
Nobody's even questioned
Hey.
how many feathers are on that
Damn
bird.
it.
Hey, well, we're questioning you on it.
No, I know.
And now
but-
y'all know.
So one bald eagle has 7,000 feathers.
Over, yep.
Yep.
And
But they
actually,
like tiny little ones down their
Oh,
legs.
yeah.
Like there's like little ones, but the big ones, there's big feathers on the arm.
I was talking about like the prick that goes into the skin that creates a feather. I was talking about.
oh yeah,
the
there's
prick.
tiny ones. Like all of
Like
them
the-
have that shaft.
Yes.
And
So they're like hair fall.
yeah,
like
yeah.
hair,
And
kinda
actually,
like-
feathers are some of the warmest insulation on the planet.
Hmm.
So pretty cool.
Yeah. Follow up fun fact on
Follow
the
up.
bald eagle
Oh,
feathers.
follow up. I like that. Like,
Yeah, we have a follow up.
shout out follow up fun facts, but
I love this.
Follow up fun fact is that the bald eagle's feathers outweigh its skeletal system.
Yeah,
Damn.
most birds too,
Most birds.
Most birds
That's
are like that.
crazy.
because their skeletons are hollow.
Where do you guys stand on the whole dinosaur being birds?
Oh my
thing?
god, that's
Oh,
so
boy.
funny.
Facts. This is facts.
Because we were literally talking about this on the way up because we were like, you know, birds are actually closer related to dinosaurs than reptiles. And a lot of people say like, oh, like, you know, crocodiles and alligators
totally.
are dinosaurs. Well,
Totally.
they are dinosaurs of our time right now. They were there during the dinosaur era.
Because the reptiles, like all the dinosaurs that were reptiles, they ended
They were
up dying
there,
out.
yeah.
And the
Yes.
fish died out, and like all the dinosaur.
That the dinosaurs
Reptiles
that
and fish,
survived had feathers.
Right,
So
the
they
only-
actually evolved into the birds we're seeing today.
So the only
Exactly.
genre from the whole dinosaur era, out of mammals, fish, sharks, reptiles, the only one to survive was like pretty much birds.
Yeah, the
And
avian world.
Opossums.
And possums
And possums.
can technically be like a
I think it's-
prehistoric.
I think it's so-
I guess the crocodiles and stuff kind of like survived. They're probably,
yeah. And then like
It would have
yeah,
been so crazy to
birds.
see some like pterodactyls like
I know.
rolling
Damn.
around, like some like
Ugh,
You
I
know,
would love to.
So
see that.
cool.
The sandhill-
30-foot
So
birds.
dude, the
just
sandhill
like,
cranes
Bro,
are
the
fucking
sand-
dinosaurs.
The sandhill cranes, you come up through. I'm telling you, you look at their hand, their
Yeah, man,
talons,
they'll kick
and
the
it's
shit
like-
out of you.
They look like straight up Tyrannosaurus Rex like feet,
And you hear them-
and just the way they walk when they want to run fast. They put their head down and they like lead like how like in Jurassic Park when the Tyrannosaurus Rex is chasing the thing.
Yeah,
he's like
dude.
down head. They got these little,
Yeah,
like little.
and you hear them too up here, and they're freaking
And they sound-
loud, and they sound like a freaking pterodactyl.
How's
they
this? So back in the day when America was like being settled, I think it was who's the Lewis and Clark? They went west to like discover shit. Like they were the first.
Yeah.
The president of the United States, I forget who it was. I want to say like Theodore Roosevelt
yeah.
told them, dead serious, beware of pterodactyls.
They're probably talking about the
They were-
sandhill freaking crane.
They were like but there was no knowledge that
Yeah.
dinosaurs didn't exist because there
Oh.
wasn't. They
Yes.
didn't know what was out there, but they were like, this could
Wild.
exist
It
out there.
could've. It
And he was
could've.
like, beware of pterodactyls.
Didn't they hunt one? There's like a crazy, not AI, photo out there of some early folk that were, first settling here in North America, and they had like a hanging pterodactyl. There's a photo out there somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, we could pull it
Oh,
up,
no.
find it on there.
I'll see if I can find it.
We'll see if you can find it. Shane.
Crazy.
I'll tell you this: the sandhill crane. I was golfing one time, and I was coming around. I was looking for my ball, and I separated a mom and a dad from the baby
Oh, you
with
don't
my
wanna do
cart. And I've been around sandhill cranes, and I've heard every noise that they've made. But this fucking thing, when I've got in between its baby, the fucking mom ran at me and did this hissing noise that I've never heard. It was like this. It was like, dude, it was like, I don't know what it was.
That was
It
just a
wasn't-
normal hiss.
It wasn't a normal, yeah. That was more of a
Yeah,
Yeah,
sizzle.
it's crazy. Like birds can change their vocalizations to like they all mean something. Like the
was
dialect
some
of what they're
deep-
saying. Like
Yeah.
when they change their vocalizations, it all means something. Like they're saying something different. Like the slightest change in pitch could mean something completely different than what you think, or even to like another bird. Like they change their dialect quite frequently.
No, it's like what's up, homie, or like what's up, homie.
Yeah,
It's like a little bit of
Like,
like you
What's
know.
wrong,
It's
girl?
like
Oh shit, this
it's like
means
it's like
something.
back up, and then it's like get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. We're back.
Sorry, back to trivia.
I
Back
love
to
it. I
trivia.
love it.
What's the
Welcome to
next one,
banter.
Yessenia?
All right. The
So
next
wait,
one.
what's the score right now? Shane, 3-1.
3-1.
It's 3-1. Yep.
We gotta catch up, Parks.
I know.
Come on, Parks.
I'm on.
What's
Needs
going
one on the
on?
phone.
Right.
Throw me a little frisbee here.
Okay. What is the strongest bird of prey in North America?
Okay.
Okay, it's not the eagle. We'll give you that.
We'll
tip.
give you that. It's not
shit.
any eagle.
California condor.
Okay.
Okay.
What's yours,
We're-
Shane?
Shall I rephrase? Like
No, bird of
which
prey.
strength?
I got it. I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
A bird. Condor's not a bird of prey.
It's technically.
I'm gonna say it's a smaller
They drag
one, but
goats
it's
off
going to
cliffs and
be.
shit.
I mean, I'm gonna say.
Condor's down in
I'm just
Argentina,
gonna
dude.
go with it. The swallowtail kite.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Both of y'all are wrong.
All right, I figured that. I didn't think we were gonna get that one.
That's okay. The strongest bird of prey in North America is
Can we guess again?
Yes.
Yeah, you can
Quickly.
go again. You can go
Okay.
again.
strongest feet
Yeah.
Strongest
Who has the
Sandhill crane.
strongest talons?
Sandhill crane.
talons.
That's a crane. We're
Oh,
talking
yeah,
birds
bird
of
of
prey.
prey.
Birds of prey.
I'm going osprey.
Okay, he went
Okay.
osprey. Final answer.
My answer. Golden eagle.
Okay.
Okay.
Those
said
are
it
better
wasn't an
guesses.
Those are better guesses.
Those are
that
better
was-
I don't think
guesses.
we're going to get it.
It's all right. It's the great horned owl.
Great horned owl.
Great
Oh,
horned
yeah.
owl. All right, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
owls are the strongest species. Or
that's a big
sorry,
tip.
the
Can
owls.
it carry just like some heavy ass shit?
I had a question about this.
Yeah.
What, like everyone, like, if you have a small dog, you're worried about an eagle,
Yeah.
a hawk, or like what size bald eagle? What size like bird owl does it need to be? Can it carry?
I mean, a bald
small
eagle can
chihuahua?
carry a small chihuahua for
Small
sure,
chihuahua,
100%.
7 pounds is out the door.
Yeah,
Easily.
easily. I mean, the strongest bird of prey is the great horned owl, because the owl family is the strongest because of their feet positioning. So like the eagles and
have,
the
like, smaller kinda-
they
have
have
chicken feet.
They have like 3 toes in the front and 1 hallux in the back, whereas the great horned owl and all the owls have zygodactyl feet. So they have 2
Just
talons
3.
in the front and
Just
2
3.
talons in the back. So
Oh.
the pressure is evenly dispersed, and they
it's
can
like an
actually
X.
and they can actually like, and the osprey is interesting.
Crisscross them, huh?
The osprey is really cool though, because they have an extra joint in one of their toes, and they can actually move. They can have both. They can move one of their
Whoa.
feet. Yeah.
They want to
another.
go like this, or they want to
Damn.
go like this. They want to go.
Yeah. So the osprey is pretty special
That's
in that
another reason
sense.
why I want to be an osprey, because I got an extra joint. Hey yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think anyone got that one. I
Do
think
you
it's
know
still
how
3-1.
much? Do you know how much a like that the owl can carry?
Carry?
Like what's its?
I mean, an owl can carry, a full grown fox.
But okay, never mind. I
A
was gonna say
full-grown fox. That's like those weigh like 20 pounds.
Maybe like a raccoon. Like small
I bet
mammals.
that's a
But
I've seen
owls,
some fat
but
raccoons, dude.
owls are super lazy. Like
They
a
are.
great horned owl will sit in a tree, steal a squirrel's nest, raise their babies out of it, and then sit on the branch and wait for something to run underneath them and then just drop. Whereas like another bird will like go out for the hunt.
Well, it's not always about like coming down and scooping it up and taking it to your like nest. Like an owl come down, take something bigger down than it can handle, and just keep it on the ground, kill it, and then do it right there.
Yeah,
You know what I think one of the saddest videos is that there's like two birds up on a ledge and it's like at night and they both are like facing. It's like I think mom and dad, they might have some kids or like some little babies there, and then owl just you see it coming from so far away and it goes
stork.
whoom, and it just grabs
The owl
one
will
and
take
then
him out of the nest.
disappears and the mom doesn't even hear
'cause-
it,
yeah.
doesn't hear it or anything, and it just turns and it's like.
Yeah.
And it's gone forever. And it's just like, I feel so bad for I'm like, it's
They have
the
no idea.
saddest
That is
thing.
kinda-
I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Like she didn't, I know she
what
couldn't have
video
fought
you're
for
talking
it,
about,
but it's
yeah.
like, it just, you see an owl come from like 40 feet away and it just
Glowing
goes
eyes.
and just grabs the thing off the ledge and disappears. And mom like
Yeah, I've
turns
seen
around.
that.
She's like,
Oh, well,
It's like,
there
what was
goes
that?
and your dad just left. That was dad going out for a pack of smokes and never coming back, but never actually even saying I was going for smokes.
Yeah.
It just,
The
Kids went out
owls-
for Skittles, never came
Gone.
back.
yeah. And she'll talk shit about that dad to her kids forever. She'll be like, your father left in the middle of the night, didn't say a word.
4 to
Never
1.
know.
4 to
that it was
1.
not.
4 to 1 is
Sorry.
their last
Carry on.
question. I think it's done.
All right.
I think it's that. Yeah. No.
Do we have another one or
we
no?
have one last one
Oh,
about
we
the
do.
ecosystems. You remember the
Oh.
number?
Oh, we're going to
Oh.
get this right.
You
We know a
gotta.
lot about the ecosystem.
Well, you guys are like
Wake
Polk
Porters.
County
Yeah,
boys.
we love the ecosystem as Wake Porters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we do.
Yes,
Yeah, you guys are
should get
supporters
this
of like
one.
the
we
Florida
love being
Everglades.
in the
Oh, yeah,
ecosystem,
100%.
but
Yeah, I
also
mean,
at the
like-
same time, sort of destroying it with the amount of gas it takes to run.
But not cable.
but not cable.
Yeah, but you guys,
We care.
you're
We
Florida
care.
boys,
We
so
care.
we'll
We-
see.
Florida boys,
We
you
care.
might know this.
I love Florida.
Yeah,
Okay.
hit them
What
with
is
it.
it?
All right. How many ecosystems are in the Florida Everglades? How many different
Number,
ecosystems?
number,
Give us a
number.
number.
I'm gonna say 9.
Okay,
I
Parks?
don't know what would classify a ecosystem or how many there are.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna say 200.
okay,
Okay.
dude, Shane's on fire.
Shane's on fire
What?
today.
Shane is spot
9 is on the
9
money.
is on the freaking money. Shane studied before this or some
Did he
shit.
get it right on the money?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Oh my
I
God.
swear, I swear, I
ecosystems.
swear.
Here, we'll name them out.
You started laughing at his answer. I was like,
I
it has to be like way higher than
I
that.
was like, I don't even know what classifies an ecosystem.
I couldn't
was
believe he got it.
Grass, water, and trees. I think that's
Yeah,
3.
that's an ecosystem.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
well, that's
These are the 9 ecosystems
hope.
of the Florida Everglades.
okay. Let's hear it.
Sawgrass marshes, freshwater sloughs, freshwater marl prairies, hardwood hammocks, cypress swamps, mangrove swamp, coastal lowland prairies, and marine estuaries.
Whoa, the fact that I guessed 9.
Dude, you're a
I've never heard
conservationist.
any of those words.
Shane
before.
has watched Planet Earth twice, I think.
Yeah, I've watched it a bit, but I definitely.
great.
Give me my scratch out.
Yeah, dude, take that.
Shane.
Shane
Man,
won.
That's 2 in a row. Last episode, I dominated 2.
Wow.
Shit together.
Like
You're really
I
good at
said, I
trivia.
don't know a lot about one thing, but I know a lot about a bunch
lot,
of- I know a
apparently.
little bit about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
7,000 fucking feathers.
We got to show you. We got to send you some.
Yeah, that
like
seems-
Florida Jeopardy. Practice.
Hate this. So competitive. I hate losing, especially to Shane.
Yeah.
Little brother, big brother.
But it's head to
that's
head.
good.
He should be wearing the flamingo shirt.
Maybe I gotta
Give me
get
that
it.
thing.
Dude,
Give me the shirt off
yeah,
your back,
right, dude. Keep wearing all gray.
Don't
What do you
come
wear?
at me like that. I look
You
good.
look like a gray bearded owl right now, dude.
I don't
all
believe
wise,
in
all
anything.
wise and
Great gray owl.
great gray.
There you go, there
Great
you
bearded owl.
go. Great beard.
So,
Too good.
let's take a quick little break.
We might have to have a part 2 I think we're already back into
We're
it.
gonna
I
have
think
to make
we're
another
back.
road
We're
trip.
back into it. Yeah, but we're definitely going to need a part 2 because we were talking about how. I mean, we're like almost 3 hours in right now.
Oh, are we on right now?
Time
We're
flies.
going.
We're
We're
back.
going.
Yeah, we're back in.
No intro music after the second.
Yeah,
one.
I mean, I
Just get
told
back
you, I
into-
told you I could banter Parks.
You
I
said
literally
it.
warned you. I was like, dude, don't even put me on. I'll talk for a long time.
It's so funny because I've met Shannon a few times and she's kind of quiet. Maybe when I first,
Oh.
I mean maybe, and then but it's like that kid once you get to know him,
Yeah,
can't shut him up after you pop the top. But
I mean, dude,
I
yeah,
love it.
especially when we're talking about stuff that I love.
100%. I
It's
get it.
hard. I'm very
I love it 'cause
passionate. I'm really
I've been a
passionate.
bird watcher too. I told you I got that osprey nest right
Hell
out the front of my
yeah.
house in the top of this tree. I got a telescope that
Yeah.
Paige's parents got me to like look at the moon and shit. But I just put the telescope with the biggest magnifier and I'm like right on the osprey's like face.
So cool.
Pretty much just like
you had Bosco and Donna and then Rolly.
Yeah.
You like what?
Well,
like,
those are sandhill cranes that lived here, and they like came on back, and they had a kid. Well, I named them Donna and Bosco, and then they had a kid named Steven. He did good the first year, but then the Rolly, I don't know what happened, but he had a hurt leg, and then that's when I called you, Shannon.
right, right,
yeah,
right.
remember, I was like, we have and the parents left it, so now it's like
Crazy.
The kid's here by itself. It's got one leg that doesn't work, and it lives in my yard now. It lives here.
it still is here.
It lives here. It's my pet.
Oh, it's still
No,
around?
it's here. No, he left. I don't know what happened to him. I think something got him. Maybe a bobcat.
But he was living here for a while.
But he lived here for a while, and we were kind of.
you kept eyes on him.
It was, dude. These
helped him
these
out.
Florida.
I remember you told
these
me about
thunder-
the hurricane or whenever the storm
The
hit.
storm came, and it was like 40-mile-an-hour winds, torrential downpour. Like no one in the right mind is scared death. Let's go outside, and he's just standing there taking it, and that's when it hit me. I was like, man,
He can't
this is
go.
super.
so many
Super
different
sad,
calls.
man.
Yeah.
And I feel like so many
Yeah.
you get so many calls. It's like
So many calls.
people looking at this situation. It's like he's not going to have a great life.
Yeah, we get so many different calls like regarding
He's
like
not.
injuries.
Rolly's not going to have a great life.
Yeah. Yeah, damn Rolly. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different calls out there. Like, you know, we at our job, we get called up via radio or the phone, and they'll call us up and say, "Oh, there's an injured animal." Like, and sometimes we'll get emails, and like I'll get phone calls on my personal cell, and like this one time, we got a call up at our gift shop saying, "Hey, this lady's here, and she says she has a bobcat, you know, like, and she's looking to surrender it," which is more of an abnormal call. We don't usually typically get ones like that. So, you know, we went up to the gift shop to speak to this lady, and
Holy shit.
yeah, and we're like, and you know, she's an elderly lady. She was probably like in her 80s, 70s, and
she has a random bob.
and she was like, she was actually from Romania. She had a very thick accent, and she got into her story saying, "Hey, my son, you know, he actually passed away, and you know, I inherited this bobcat." And dude, yeah, I mean, like, and she had been taking care of it, and this bobcat was the bobcat that was pretty well known from the King of Diamonds strip club down in Miami. It like grew up inside of a strip club, and she was showing me at the gift shop. She's showing me these photos of this
This is
cat
wild.
inside of the strip club, like the back rooms, like with the strippers, like all of it, like insane.
That's
and-
pretty crazy if you went to Diamond Strip Club in the
And saw the bobcat.
in the early 90s.
Yeah.
You probably were like, dude, I
Dude,
remember
yes,
that bobcat.
her name was Bella, and yeah. So bobcats are a species or a type of lynx. There's 4 different species of lynx, and they are one of them. They inhabit the most of the United States into Canada, and you can legally own them with the right permitting, and if you purchase them, and
Let me guess. The strip club didn't have proper permitting.
Actually, her son did acquire the proper permitting with the state, and actually, you know, they were doing it technically legally. It wasn't a bobcat originally from Florida. We could tell by like the markings and whatnot. But Sandra Lescano, the artist that did that portrait of Bradley there, she was on the lead on this one for a while. And it's kind of funny because we were communicating with this lady, and we were like, she was offering to surrender the cat because she couldn't take care of it anymore because she was going through treatment. And long story short, like I ended up going to this lady's house, seeing the setup, having
my God.
having tea with this Romanian lady, Violetta. Yeah, I was having
And
tea
people-
with her, talking
people
about the
let
cat.
this still fly. Like there was no like they
So,
never tried to shut it down.
Their
like,
setup, I mean, like I said, like this is a house in Fort Lauderdale, a random neighborhood in Fort Lauderdale. She's offering to surrender the cat. They at one point they did have a proper license. It was like out of date, I believe at the time.
I mean, outside of a cat hanging out at a strip club and like the cocaine use, I
listen,
think the cat everything outside of that's probably pretty used.
Yeah, the setup
yeah.
that the cat had was actually great. I mean, it was for being in a backyard. I mean, I can't even like judge really. Like the setup that this cat had was
Pretty good setup,
pretty damn good for an in-home
Respect.
bobcat.
See, not everybody you meet at a strip club is bad.
It wasn't the worst. And like that's the thing. Like it actually wasn't like the worst situation. It wasn't like a cruelty situation. It was more
It
so
lays
like
around on velvet
Yeah,
all day.
yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
it smells like
It was-
smells like perfume and has glitter on it. Like what the
Yeah,
fuck?
it's like
Gets an
eating
intro
chicken
walk.
wings.
It's like it walks into the room and it goes, wow.
It's like eating chicken wings, like with the guys and stuff, right? Who knows?
Got some
But
barbecue sauce.
it's just crazy that so we were able to actually like remove this cat from the situation. We actually took down the cage for this lady, and she was very attached to this cat. And it was crazy to see, this elderly lady who was taking care of this, like middle-aged bobcat, and the bobcat only really liked her. But she was feeding it kind of an improper diet, and she was she was a little bit uneducated in that aspect.
What would the bobcat eat, and what was she feeding it?
Well, they typically eat like whole prey items. Like we feed ours like quail, chicken, steak, ribs, and stuff like
This
that.
one ate ribeye and silicone.
No, this one ate. No, this one ate. Yeah, they ate. Actually, it ate canned cat food. So not the right.
Her head's in the right place.
Right. It was.
tried.
It was a. Yeah.
I mean, if I had a bobcat,
she
and
was
you're like,
trying.
what would it like? I would think.
No, she was
give it
definitely
some
trying.
canned cat food, some salmon.
And she really loved the cat. And
Yeah.
even after we moved the cat into our back area, she would come every day and visit her and make sure she was comfortable. And we actually worked with our friends at Homosassa Springs State Park. They have a sanctuary there where they have a whole different types of different wildlife. And
Is she still alive?
the bobcat is
No, the
still
lady?
alive.
Is the lady?
Actually, she recently passed
Oh,
away.
I was gonna say this would be a sick ass documentary. Dude.
Yes, no, actually, Violetta recently did pass away. Rest in peace.
Shout out Violetta.
Yeah, shout out Violetta. Farrell Thomas, another rehabilitator and zookeeper at Homosassa Springs. Violetta would actually, once we moved Bella, the bobcat, to Homosassa, Violetta traveled and visited, Bella, the cat, weekly, and the keeper there allowed it to happen, and we worked together to like make sure Violetta was comfortable, because we did develop like a relationship with this lady through it all. And like that's the crazy part of it all. We meet
So
such
crazy.
interesting people, interesting stories, interesting animals.
Interesting stories. You meant the stories from this
hey,
bobcat
when-
talking to his
hell
homies.
yeah.
Fucking
And
raging.
They're like, where are you from? He's like, I'm from
Champagne
Diamonds
room.
Players Club, motherfucker.
I mean, it's just so crazy to think like that cat was like seriously like growing up inside of a strip club. Yeah, right? Like
lucky ass cat.
Yeah, it's truly crazy. And when I had to catch Bella would not go in the crate. This is actually crazy. Bella would not go into the crate when we were trying to trap her to, transport her to Homosassa. And I had to go in there with a noose, and it was so
like, "I'm not fucking
scary.
leaving."
I was so scared. I literally said, like, I had two of my coworkers there with me, and they were like, "No, Shannon, you got it." And we work off adrenaline a lot, like, and I'll get bitten.
Is that emotional too? Like along with the adrenaline, like knowing that cat wants to stay there with where she like feels she's got a good setup, and you're like forced to remove her from what she knows.
At the time,
does that kind of like play into like the adrenaline and how you're actually?
I'm more concerned that the bobcat's gonna like rip me to shreds.
Yeah, okay,
I'm definitely more concerned that the bobcat's gonna like actually attack me. But I know, like in that instance, I know it was like the best thing for the cat to actually get it transferred, and it couldn't stay in our back area forever. But when I was in there, like with the noose trying to get the cat, I was like, guys, I'm scared. Guys, I'm scared. Guys, I'm scared. And then I just like boom, and I like got her and I threw her in the kennel, and like I mean, it was just a very high stake, like
you're right,
adrenaline
totally.
rush, like all this stuff happens so quick. You got to be you got to be quick with it.
Is relocating the Bobcat back to the strip club completely out of the question? Because it seems like it was working. Nothing was wrong. No one got attacked. It's obviously good with strippers and like,
it's got
Patreons.
steak and
I'm not sure
chicken
how many
wings
years it
and
was
stuff
there, but it
Sounds
was
like
definitely
the good old days of Florida.
He was definitely there for or she was definitely there for quite some time, like kind of like their mascot, and like
Yeah, for sure.
the photos that I
mean, this
saw,
sounds-
like it was
Probably
crazy.
because there's a female Bobcat. A male Bobcat's that's not gonna fly in the strip club, right?
Well, I mean, if he's holding it down, if he's bouncing and scaring people out, that's sort of the male job at a strip club.
Yeah, like she would show videos of the cat like playing with a stripper and like the toys and like it's the back area. You know, there's like leather
documentary's coming.
couches
There's gotta
and
be
shit.
footage
Could
of
you
this shit.
imagine if it just went array and that you're just at a strip club and you're like,
Y'all wouldn't believe
you're
this
just
shit.
like, you're just with the boys, bachelor party.
Yeah,
You're
the
listening
stripper-
to
Tommy was getting a lap dance.
and then she's like starting to play with this feather with this stripper, and then out of nowhere,
like-
this bobcat ate her.
Yeah,
ate his clawed her face off, and you're like, what?
So Bryson tipped her double.
or like
Chad was like, yeah, you got this, bro, and then
Chad.
just.
I love Chad, Bryson, and Tommy are the people we put in the
yeah, like who
Solid.
Not Chad Sharp. Not Chad Sharp. Not Chad Sharp.
who knows what went down at that strip club when the cat was,
Dude.
like honestly like the stripper was probably like come into this room. What's in
That's what I'm saying. That Bobcat definitely did some cocaine at some point. Probably.
Yeah, definitely did some cocaine, and it might have even been like, you've got to make sure you pay me this much, or else I'm gonna put old Bella on you. And they're like,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like if
I'm
she did,
not- and the
that's what
cat's
I'm
just
saying.
You're
Yeah, like
And you don't even want Rita.
yeah, you don't want that smoke. Trust me.
I don't want that.
You do not want that.
That's such a good story.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's so crazy. It's so
It
Florida.
sounds like some
but
Tiger King
also-
shit, dude.
Yeah,
It does.
It does.
It's
There
very-
and that it's so crazy. Like being in this field, I've learned so much, and I have so many like crazy stories. It's insane. Like what being in like a field for a while like does to you. Like I'm almost desensitized to like crazy stuff because it's like, well, I mean, I've heard of X, Y, and Z. Like it's
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised. Like,
Right.
and these are just some of the stories that like really come to mind. But trust me, like every single
There's so
week, every single day, like you do not know
Right.
what's gonna happen, and like we're getting calls left and right. Crazy things are happening at the park every single day. I mean, like we're taking care of life, and at least I can say for our team down south, like in all the facilities that I work for, like we work really hard to make sure like these animals have the best welfare possible, and we're taking care of them, with the best possible way we can. Cause it's really easy, especially with social media, to, see something online and think someone's doing the right thing. And in reality, like, they're using that animal to make money, or like they're exploiting the animal, or they're making the animal do something that,
Or they're doing the right thing and then they paint it out to be the wrong
or
thing.
they paint it out to be
Or
the bad thing just
right.
for like clicks, views, or donations.
Totally.
Like, it's
What is
not-
she doing to this eagle? You're literally
Yeah.
like feeding it because it needs it, and it's like she's choking it.
Yeah,
it's like, there's probably all
it's kind of like a fine line where
Right.
it's like it's you want to make sure you're doing the right thing too, just because you're working with life at the end of the day. And I believe like everything, even a baby bird that's less than 100 grams, 50 grams, like
I would have got that. Wrong.
that thing can that thing can make it, that you can raise it up and it can survive and it could be released. So I don't know, it's just like a really, I think it's a field worth getting into, researching and growing in, because like I said before, rehab itself is really new and there's a lot to learn, and we're learning stuff every single day. I always say that. I always say, if you stop trying to learn, that's where you fail, because like no one knows everything, especially
said.
not
Yeah.
in the
You're
animal field. Like if you think you know everything in this field, like I promise you, like death is gonna hit you in right smack dab, and you're gonna be like, oh, what did I do wrong? Like,
And sometimes true knowledge is knowing what you don't know.
it's
And,
so
like,
true.
it's
It's
like-
so true. Like
What
we learn something every day.
What I love about what you do is not only, some people want to get into like little kids, like I want to be a veterinarian or whatever. And it's like, not only do you get to play with animals and take care of them and do this, but it can broaden your horizons on what it is and how many species and what all
for
goes
sure.
into it so fast. Like, if it is something that you're interested in,
Yeah.
reach out and do it, because like she said, it's a young It's a
Yeah.
young, job. But they
And
need
we'll-
more help. They
and
need a
we'll-
lot of
Yeah,
help.
and we'll
we
put-
definitely need more help in our realm of the world. And
Yeah.
We need more
Even
people to care.
volunteering and
Yeah.
like helping just go feed these
And
things
there's a
and be at
ton
Well,
be
of
and we'll
outside.
put,
volunteer.
we'll put some of your info, and
For
so,
sure.
if someone's like really curious and like getting into
Yeah,
this
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
There's
stuff, we'll put,
volunteer
is there-
opportunities everywhere with this type of stuff.
not
that-
just in Florida, but if you're no
For
matter where
sure.
you are, like
no matter where you are.
yeah.
It's so true.
Every
There's-
facility needs help and needs more people to care about
Yeah.
the fields.
especially non-for-profits too, because we're out here grinding,
Right.
like really experiencing,
The most.
things that you
I mean,
wouldn't even think.
you could save a bobcat from a strip club.
Yeah,
There's
you never
anything
know.
that
You
can
never
happen.
know.
Yeah.
And roughly based on our data that we do have, we roughly treat 115 different species a year, which when you think about it is quite a lot. I mean,
It's a
115
it's a
different
lot.
types of animals or birds. It's crazy. There's just so much that goes into it, and it's an awesome field to work in. It's stressful.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it. It honestly, for me personally, like being a part of it, it's really like grown my confidence with public speaking, being able to, knowledgeable. I didn't even know, like, before I started getting into the animal stuff, I knew I loved animals, but I didn't know what I was going to do. Like, I didn't know, like, the opportunities we're going to get, like,
You just
kind of
wanted
like,
to climb a tree to go
yeah,
look
like,
at an eagle.
I had no idea what it could turn into. And it's like, if you want to do something, if you're passionate about something, like, walk through those doors, because you never know, like, what other door could open, like,
Yeah.
when you're doing it. And
Right, like going into something, you don't need a defined end goal to like go in to take
Yeah.
a chance at some type of genre, because honestly,
And
it happens it's part of the process.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so
And
many
not,
species.
and not
like,
to not to go into something because you're sketched about like what it could be. Sometimes you don't know the end goal, and if you think you know the end goal,
You
it's
don't.
not that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Movies
But
that
yeah.
you shoot and film that take 3 years to make, what you think it is in the beginning is a completely product at the end.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a journey.
Yeah. And
It
like,
is.
and it could be anything. Like if you might not even realize that you're into birds and now
I
you're doing
I
what
had
you're
no
doing.
idea
Now-
I
No,
was.
neither of us.
No
or
one
you could be
does.
like, I wanna open a clinic and
Yeah.
start helping out with dogs and cats and more,
Yeah.
household. Like there's so many
And
different avenues that if you are interested in, just
I like
taking care of animals.
I actually
there's-
like using wakeboarding as an example for this, because there is a world inside of everything. There is like
Yes.
a legitimate like
Well said. That's
community
cool, yeah.
and world within everything. Like wakeboarding is a really good example of that, because if you're not a wakeboarder, you might not know like the depth of the wakeboard world. Like same thing with rehab, same thing with zookeeping. Like there's so many different avenues, so many different niches, like the bird people, the mammal people, the reptile people. There's so many different avenues that you could take to learn and grow within the field. Like I'm currently working on getting a certification that's a global title. It's called Certified Wildlife Rehabilitator. And that's basically like the highest level of rehabilitator that you could achieve. And like, if you would have told me 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that was even like a thing, like I had no idea that was even something that I could study for or go after. So it's like, even when you're 5 years in the field, like you're still finding different avenues to take. You're still trying to be the best person you can be.
And even today, you're still learning every day.
Hell yeah. And like, you're trying to, become better for the animals. And like, there is like, emotional fatigue that comes like with taking care of like all this life. But, to be able to release an animal back into the wild, to be able to rehome a bobcat that lived in a strip club, to rehome a toucan that was from, like the hood. I mean, like,
Damn, dude, that was full circle right there.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking,
Yeah.
a lot of movie
It's-
parts.
like,
here.
yeah, dude, when you can do that, like the feeling that you get like from that is something that's like, it's invaluable.
Unexplainable, yeah,
Like
that's-
you really feel like you made a difference or an impact
On the planet.
On the planet.
For sure.
Because you did.
I mean, you really
Yeah.
are. You're doing, both of you girls are doing so much.
And
to
I think,
help
and I
this
think,
thing.
and I think that like what y'all are just saying, like that's a good thing to kind of like end on. Like y'all's
Yeah.
message, like
Yeah.
you gave a good platform. Like if you're curious, like you were when you were young, how to get into this, and like
There's
it's there. And
opportunities.
like, there's so many genres, so it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
You
In
know.
our description, we're going to put up hopefully enough information that if you have listened to the podcast and you are
if you made it
interested in
all 3
something-
hours.
They're gonna make it this far. A lot of
No.
hey, A
But
lot
that's
of
the
not
people
every-
that are interested in this. If they are interested and you're like, that's something I want to do,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
hope that we put enough information in there that you can find a spot. And,
Everyone can
figure it
relate
out.
to some birds. Not everyone
Yeah.
can relate to some wakeboards, but
Yeah,
birds
and
are
even like
they're-
conservation as a whole, like here in South Florida, I mean, there's so many different avenues to take. Like if you want to help the environment, your local neighborhoods. Like I advocate in my city commissions all the time. I fight to try and like, change some things, and we all have a voice, and I think we should all use it if we have something to say, because who knows? You never know. Like one person, you may not be able to change the entire world, but I do believe we can change the community around us. And that's the whole point of advocacy and like Everglades restoration and doing what we do, because we can make the difference to save a life, to
even if it starts small from
start
a little,
small.
and
Yeah.
like,
And even if you fail, like I just failed a few weeks ago, like I'm trying to get secondary anticoagulant poisons out of commercial use zones, and it's going to be a fight, but if
That
we
was
can,
5 words I didn't know
yeah,
what
but
you
it's
said.
okay. We can get into it later. But like that right there is like something that like if you make a change in your local area, that is a huge win for like thousands of animals in that area, and pets and people. Like you might not be changing like the entire law or government or like going to Washington D.C. or something, but
or something that you'll see like vividly right off the
but
bat.
but like
the
each
small
city,
little
each city and community, like we can make those changes, and like the bandwagon will eventually start where like other cities will have like that ripple effect to change something that they don't even know is harming, our environment, like not just the animals, but us as humans too. So I think it's really important to keep advocating for all this stuff.
100%. Shannon, appreciate what you do.
Hell
Seriously,
yeah.
like your passion for it is like, it's inspiring. It's cool. It's infectious.
Thanks.
I
I'm
love
really
it, yeah.
excited we finally got down to
And
potting.
Yessenia, Yessenia,
Yeah, shout out
thank you for,
Yessenia.
yeah,
Pew,
shout
pew,
out,
pew.
yeah, shout out Yessenia.
Yeah.
Thank you
My pleasure.
thanks for
Thanks
coming
for
out
having
and
me, guys.
joining the banter and piggybacking along.
Yeah.
That was a
We
lot
enjoyed
of fun,
it
dude.
so much.
I
This was
seriously-
so
my cheeks
cool.
hurt right
I
now.
know. I'm so mind blown. It was so, informative, or like just so
Informative,
much
yeah.
informative. Like I'm just blown away, and it was honestly such a fun podcast. I
Awesome.
appreciate
Thanks,
it
guys.
so much.
And
You guys were
we'll
awesome.
definitely get you girls on again, because seriously, we went like, I think we're over almost 3.5 hours right
This
now,
is one of
which
our
might
longest.
be
What might be the
the record of all
Meow, meow,
Bonifay Banter
meow,
podcasts.
And
What-
the's still so many more stories to tell.
I
Look,
know.
She's
still
frothing.
frothing.
She's frothing.
Yeah, I
have
can.
no idea.
You
You
could
guys
go.
got a professional banter on the pod.
We're gonna
today.
need episodes in the future.
Maybe
so
we
we're
just
coming
bring
back.
her on like as much as we bring Ruck on, and she
Bird.
just hangs out.
Let
Just
me let me ask some wakeboarders some questions.
I bet you got some good ones.
Well, shout out Joey Gallagher too for
Yeah.
designing this beautiful logo.
Shout out,
My
shout
twin
out,
brother.
And shout out Maureen for making all.
Yeah.
When you see us wearing the Bonifay Banter sweatshirts,
Hoodies? Yeah.
That's my
Stitch by La
godmother.
Rich. Your godmother, Stitch by La Rich, right
on
there,
Etsy,
baby.
check her out.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna get it up on the website soon. We'll make it so somebody can buy some actual.
And
merch,
little
but-
Jimmy, don't sorry, he's gonna hate me that I said that.
Oh,
And Jimmy
little
LaRich.
oh, little
Meow,
Jimmy
meow, meow.
LaRich. Maybe we'll bring you up as
Maybe
like a
he won't even
secret
know.
guest whenever he comes on, and halfway through, we'll just have you come in and then make
Sneak
him
in.
shut up and listen to you.
It's
talk
not
the whole
secret
time,
anymore
so
unless
it's-
you clip this out.
I don't know.
Jimmy ain't gonna-
Do you think he'll
Jimmy
make
listen-
it? Do you think
Jimmy
he'll make
listen.
it all 3 hours? I don't know.
Jimmy listens to a lot of episodes.
But I love it.
He's
Thank
definitely
you
listening.
so much, guys. Thank you
Thank
to
you.
everybody that
Yeah,
made it
love
this
y'all.
far. Anybody that's listening, thank you to everybody that's subscribing. Patreon members, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribing already. But thank you for all the support.
Shout out
This was a
Spencer.
good
Shout
one.
out Spencer, who won the portrait of Bradley Cooper, the Hawk.
Yeah. And
love
we got some scratchies to scratch. So
Yeah,
end it, PB.
congrats.
End
what,
it.
What was y'all's
Close
What
out
was y'all's bird message that you said right before? It was
Do it for the birds.
do it for the birds.
for the birds, baby. Woo, woo, woo.